Alrighty, ladies and
There
gentlemen,
you go. Easy enough.
welcome to the NFL Draft. Gosh, it's been a minute, man. It's been fun to watch these guys go through the combine to where we are now with the draft. First off, who do you think is going to be first off the board?
Unfortunately, it's Cam Ward. Unfortunately.
Okay.
I mean, there's no clear number one, but when you're Tennessee and you need everything,
Yeah,
and you need, and Mayo Man is not your holy shit. There's a lot of people at Lambeau.
yeah. Wow, we were watching the.
Only one of us was there, but this boy had to get a job.
Yeah, and I had to graduate, but no.
Needless to say, I'll say this.
You think there's no other quarterback, arguably besides Cam Ward, that can go first overall?
Not that, really stands out enough to be number one. I mean,
Okay.
there's no real, really good number one player. I mean, this draft
That is the issue.
This draft isn't a quarterback oh my god, it's a generation talent like we've seen
Yeah.
in years past. A lot of it is a lot of people were saying it's not the best draft when it comes to clear number one. It's a
Yeah.
lot of depth. A lot of the positions that are needed.
Yes.
Is a shit ton of depth. If you go down the line of defensive linemen, there's a shit ton of really good guys.
Yes.
There's a lot of really good running backs. There's a lot of really good receivers. There's no clear number one quarterback.
Yeah.
So that's why, obviously, if you need a quarterback, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. All the really good players are in other positions than QB.
Yeah.
And I love that.
And you mentioned, defensive linemen. You mentioned really good defensive linemen. I want to talk about Mason Graham real quick out of Michigan. We have him in our mock draft going 4th overall to the Patriots. What have
I
you
have him going
seen?
4th. Oh, man,
Yeah.
I made the wrong decision. Wait,
So,
I have him going 4th?
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah, you have him going
Okay.
4th overall.
If looking at this mock draft, guys, I am not stupid. I am not delusional. Those two picks should have been flipped.
Okay,
Mason
so
Graham should be going to Duval.
okay,
Will Campbell should be going to Patriots.
mistakes can be made, and I agree with your flip there.
Because here's the thing. The Patriots have their franchise quarterback.
Yeah,
You got to fucking protect him.
exactly.
Duval needs more of
But I could also see the opposite happen, where Will Campbell does drop to Jacksonville
He's not
because
gonna fall.
because the argument can be made that, hey, you got your guy in Jacksonville, you need to protect him, and Will Campbell has the length, the strength. We talked about him all off season. He's going to be a starting tackle day one
No
in the
matter where he
NFL,
goes.
no matter where he goes. But I do think either way you could go. That defense, obviously.
They need defensive help more
Yes.
than anything. If I'm being honest, that's a slip on me, but hey.
No, I mean I can see it going both ways. Let's kind of break it down. What made you say Travis Hunter to the Browns, going right off the bat here?
It's just it's a chalk pick. Honestly, I don't want it. I don't think he deserves to be
Yes.
number 2. But honestly, if you're Cleveland, I mean, what we've seen him do, it shows. I mean, it sucks, yeah, but it's not who I'd fully want, if I'm honest.
Yeah,
It's not like I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, no, it's just chalk at this point. Do I think it's gonna happen? Probably, but it's not what I want. If I'm honest, it's not what I really want.
who would you want there in that position? Do you want the Cleveland Browns? Like a lot of these teams, that have kind of decent security when it comes to key positions like quarterback, running back. I could see a lot of teams, doubling down and trading down and getting
here's
more
the
talent
reason
and
thing.
youth.
The only reason why I have Cleveland doing this is because they're fine at receiver. They're
Yeah.
also fine at corner if you want to put them either way. There's not much. It's just it's kind of like with the Eagles, what they do. It's best player available kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's all it really is. It's not like oh my gosh, yeah, we have to choose him. No, it's just because you don't want to pass up on him.
You really don't, and that's one of the
only thing I
things.
see with it is you just don't want to pass up on him.
Yeah.
And I know it sucks because here's the thing. I don't, like I said in our episode earlier today, I don't see him being an amazing pro. I mean, yeah, we saw Deion Sanders be able to do both sides of the ball.
But you don't see that for a Travis Hunter.
No.
Is that due to the weight?
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
So you think he's too small? We see him on the screen right now. He's
the
wearing
dude looks
a...
like a Slenderman. A black Slenderman.
I mean, he looks like he put on some weight since the season and his neck's getting a
So
little
did
thicker.
I. I literally was
Yeah.
160 pounds when you and I first met.
Oh,
Now I'm
yeah,
205.
that's too funny.
Shedeur Sanders, where is he?
Oh,
Where is he?
I don't know where Shedeur is. They're looking. They're doing this stream right now. And
Yikes.
it doesn't look like they're there. Oh wait, they're walking in right now. But this will be a very interesting draft to see where Shedeur
Shedur's
Sanders.
not even at the draft.
You think he's gonna be a day 2 pick, or do you think he'll go day 1?
If he goes day 1, there's only one team that I think he's going to.
Where?
His favorite colors are the black and gold.
Really? So you think he's gonna go to Vegas? Sorry, black and gold. Steelers.
Try again.
Black and gold.
Saints.
Oh, Saints, New Orleans. I don't.
That's the only logical thing. Well, here's the thing. If I'm the Saints, Derek Carr's injured. I think they're gonna go quarterback as much as people don't want them to.
Okay, so you
but I
think
think
it's
they're
gonna
gonna
be
go quarterback. Unfortunately.
okay.
That's just me. Unfortunately, I think that's where it's gonna happen.
Okay.
But even though they need more position, unless if they do quarterback, fine. They better do a stellar draft for the rest of it.
Yes,
They have to, because this draft has so many positions where it's a hot commodity to have. The most valuable position currently right now in the NFL is edge.
Okay.
It's defense. It's defense, and this is this draft.
Yeah.
You gotta do it right.
And we talked about Mason Graham earlier. Let's talk about the real heavy hitter in the room, Abdul Carter. I had him falling a little bit in my own personal mock drafts, just because the fact he was injured.
Right.
Obviously, people have compared him to a bunch of players. LT is one of them. How effective do you think he can be at a giant in the Giants organization if he goes 3rd overall?
If you can develop him right, damn well, he'll be a lot of fun.
Okay.
Because here's the thing: this Giants team is quite a good team.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're amazing, obviously. They weren't good.
Now,
and the reason they're
the
good.
argument I've heard by many people in the media is that the Giants need to trade down, not take a defensive end and go quarterback. They don't trust that front office moves they made.
Understandably, but think about it this way. There's quarterbacks you can get at any round.
Okay, so you think it doesn't matter right now to get your guy off the board quickly as possible.
I've seen people be like, fine, you'll get Abdul Carter. You'll still. Why is Goodell on a bike?
I don't know why Goodell. Okay, yeah. I guess Goodell is riding a bike into Packer Stadium.
I'm not gonna say what I want to say, but
Well, I think because a lot of the Packers in the past have rode bikes into the practice facility, so I'm not sure. This is very interesting the way they're doing this.
I hope
are they
I
filming
hope he
him?
pulls a Joe Biden and falls off the bike.
Yeah.
Oh God! Everyone's riding bikes.
Everyone's riding bikes here.
What is going on? This is what.
This is
Does Lil Wayne know how to ride a bike? I know he's 5'6", but does he know how to ride a bike?
I think he's pedaling with his feet.
You know he's shorter than me, right?
Yeah, he's a very small. Kendrick Lamar is very small too.
Yeah, why are they all on bikes? What is this?
I think it's a Packers kind of thing. I don't
Is
know.
this the Sandlot but diversity?
It's,
God.
there's
Clay.
Clay Matthews, yeah,
Still with
former
that
Green Bay Packer.
disgusting hair.
Yeah, I mean he's probably one of the better outside
Lil Wayne's
linebackers.
not even from freaking Green Bay. This is.
I think Green Bay is his favorite team.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think that's the line he drew. But no, I think, going back to what is, most interesting about this and kind of our picks so far, we have, 6 overall Ashton Genty.
Wearing his Crocs to the draft.
Yeah, which, I mean, respect to that. Comfortable. I mean, the dude's the best running back in the
Where do you have him going?
college football world.
Where do you? Not my draft.
Okay, so we had him going 6 overall. I could see him going, people have said 5th to Jacksonville. I don't understand why people have said that.
Best player available, maybe.
Yeah, best player. I mean, I agree with that, but I think a team that could really utilize him would be a Bengals.
He's not gonna fall that far.
Or let's see. Let's move
There's no way he
the
can fall that far.
maybe a Jets or
They have Brees
Saints.
Hall. Brees Hall and Alvin Kamara.
But I could even see.
Why would you? Alvin Kamara, then fine. If you go there, people would.
I
Want
could even see the Bears as well having that. I know they have Swift. I know that but the Ben Johnson likes that dual-edged sword. I mean, I saw Cam Scatterbo going to the Bears.
That's what I'm saying. So I wouldn't put Genty there because think about it this way: Swifty is agile. So
Yeah,
is
but-
Genty. Genty needs to be like that. At least
Yeah.
2 down back.
I think the Bears will
There's no
probably
three
be
down back
going
in the league.
offensive line overall.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see.
I think it's gonna be a great draft. I hope.
Yes.
Even though people are just destroying it.
Really, that's interesting.
I know. Well, it's because people are like, "There's no clear, really good player." Which, okay, but
Yeah, and I mean, this
Is
is we
that
talked
what I
about
think it
this.
is?
We talked about this earlier. With this draft, I think it's gonna be not as memorable as people think. Obviously, you got Ashton Genty.
well, that's what people are saying.
Obviously, you got guys that you stand out to you.
Why is Weezy a freaking Packer fan though? Is what
I don't
wanna
know. I mean, let's look that up. Actually, why is Lil Wayne a Packer fan? That's what we're answering right
He's
now,
from
folks.
Louisiana, so it makes no sense. One that's funny though.
What?
Him standing next to Goodell.
Packer. Why is Lil Wayne a Packers fan?
Good question.
Ignited his family's Super Bowl in 1997.
Oh, I put captions on. I want to see what Clay's saying.
Okay, his father bought a home and Packers Super Bowl memorabilia, including cups, towels, which he used daily. So his father was a Packers fan. So
Oh,
it kind of probably
What-
just
What's going on?
came out from that. But no, I do think that it's very interesting that he decides to be a Packers fan.
We're back with the Ben Johnson cutout. Nice.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to get closed captions on you. I'm not. Okay. No, but I mean, I really do think that
On mute?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that
Shoop?
one of the things that you look at this Bears team, we talk about Swift. Do you think they're going to be any good this year? Do you think Lions are going to have a tough time, even with the Packers too? Do you think
I don't know.
they're going to make that jump that the Lions have and be a contender in the NFC?
I don't know. I want to say maybe, but I don't know.
I think the
And the Titans are on the clock.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got 10 minutes here, people. My biggest gripe of the first round of the NFL draft
How fast
has
do you think the pick will be in?
pretty quickly, but I
I'd
don't
say
know
at
on
the
this draft.
I'll say at the let's go to the 8-minute mark.
8-minute mark. Okay. So,
Cam Ward and his boyfriend will kiss. Don't worry.
no, but looking around, kind
Did
of
you know he has a boyfriend, Pop?
who?
Cam Ward.
I did not know that.
As far as
Interesting.
unless his TikTok is scaring us.
Yeah. Oh, the Pistons are winning though, 46-43. In other words,
What's the score? What's the time on the clock though?
5 minutes left in the second. So.
Okay, so it's almost halftime.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll be
okay.
covering kind of everywhere tonight. There's a lot of diverse games on right now. We got the Tigers playing. We got the Pistons in the third round or the third game of the playoffs. We got Lightning and Panthers on right now. Panthers are up 1-0 in the second period. There's a lot going on in the world of sports. This is interesting that they're taking their time here because
Well, they're just all sitting around like,
yeah, I mean I could see them kind of shaking up.
What
and-
is Amy Stunk gonna do with that team? Amy Adams Stunk. They're out.
Yeah, I really do think the Titans obviously. Oh,
Doesn't he look? He does not look like he's put on any weight.
I mean,
If he goes first, I will be very shocked and I will be very concerned because the
Yeah.
thing is, they don't need a receiver or if so you will, a cornerback. He's standing up,
which is
Oh,
interesting.
He's not even wearing a tie.
No, he's not
wearing a tie.
a little.
He's got
interesting,
choker.
like-
he's got choker.
I don't think that's. I think that's like a
No, I know. I know.
Yeah, I don't know
He's
what to
6
call that,
foot,
but-
188.
188
I weigh
pounds.
20 pounds more than him.
He'll put on weight though, and I think
I hope.
his foot speed. I mean, the thing is with Travis Hunter is that I could you could play him both ways if you wanted to.
But if the team chooses not to, remember what he said?
What do you say?
I'm not going to play football again if I don't get to play both ways pro.
And that's a very
That's
interesting
annoying.
take.
Oh, shit. So my prediction of the 8-minute mark ain't happening.
Okay.
Okay, that's a little interesting.
Yeah, and I mean we'll see as this night
I
goes
don't know.
along.
Are they
how-
actually going to?
I bet you they're debating. I mean, it's taken them a minute to do this, so it will be interesting to see how they go about this. But one of my things is to the people out there, who do you want to see go number one overall? I've gotten Cam Ward comments into the descriptions. Who you think is going to be the number 1 overall pick? Do you think there's going to be a chance it's going to be a player like Travis Hunter going first overall? I think that could be a very interesting thing going forward. It is going to be one of those things that going forward we'll see. I got 1 second here, folks. We have another person coming in. Patrick Carricker is joining the show tonight, so he's coming in as we speak. But no, I mean, what are you guys' thoughts? Who do you think the Lions are going to pick up? As Detroit fans, how do we feel that the Lions are going to do? So, I mean, it is going to be interesting that, what, the Lions? Wow, this is going for a minute here, man. This is 6 minutes.
The fact that we have our little in-depth analysts come and show up.
No, it's been 6 minutes.
Dude, I stand to lose a lot of money.
Who do you have?
What do you have on the
I
bet?
have Carter going 1 is my number 1.
Okay.
Put
So
some money
our
on Hunter.
draft analyst is off his ass. Come on, guys. He
Oh,
actually
yeah.
just showed up. So
Yeah,
you'll
he
see
brought
him
some
very soon.
Chipotle. The only thing you should properly eat when you're watching the
The
draft.
fact that it's taking this long, I mean, unless they're just doing this for dramatic's sake.
They
They
that.
very- yeah.
want to have a nice draft party, a nice setup for the guys.
Yeah. Well, right now we have our picks displayed on the YouTube, and kind of looking at everything here. It is interesting to see that. Wow, what was your bet for the first? How long? Carter first overall. We had Cam Ward going first overall.
Well,
Obviously,
guys, Patrick is here.
Tennessee needs
How
a
we
lot.
doing, folks?
Tennessee needs a lot. So
He needs some
So
milk.
the rumors were that Tennessee wanted a generational talent. They said they were not going to draft anyone unless he was generational, or else they
Fair.
would trade back. They also, rumors out of Tennessee,
yeah.
say that they did not believe Cam Ward was a
Oh,
generational
someone's
talent.
hugging. Someone's hugging.
Oh.
So that's why people lean Carter, as people believe
The
he
pick
is
is
truly a
in.
great defensive end.
Pick is in.
Is that Abdul
Lots
Carter's
of
camp?
hugs happening in Cam Ward's family. There you go.
Oh, so it's the Ward.
Yeah.
So without even, yeah, the ABC. We're on the ABC.
That took a little longer than I expected, but
They're probably debating. I'm guessing you're hearing calls though as you're moving through it.
The report that I just gave was from Adam Schefter, but they could
Okay.
change their mind.
Yeah. Biggest fake out ever.
I'd be impressed.
I would be too. It'd be interesting. That's for
Are
sure.
we gonna get a pick?
The Lions tonight?
No. Are they gonna announce it?
Oh,
I
eventually.
don't know. Oh, if only we were there.
My buddy invited me to go.
I tried to get this fucker to go, but he's like, I have
I'm here instead.
graduation.
Yeah, I graduate on Saturday, so
Oh,
yeah.
That's the only reason why we weren't in. Otherwise, I would have literally had us all.
Oh,
go.
Nick Saban's there.
They made
Interesting.
this a sour cream soup.
Jeez.
Yeah, they
But
kind of
no, I
overload
definitely
you.
think it would have been. We have to go at some point to see.
Yeah, I wish I went to the one in Detroit,
It.
but
Same.
yeah, it'll be interesting. So
I think I was working. I must have been.
you think it's obviously we saw Cam Ward hugging. Now the real
Maybe he
question,
didn't want to go to Tennessee.
yeah, maybe
he was
he's
hugging and be like, "Hey, boyfriend, sorry, we're going to Tennessee."
no, but so Cam
He's
Ward's
with,
off.
Haley Cavender now.
Cam Ward is off the
she got just engaged to Jake Ferguson.
Cam Ward is obviously off the board, most likely. Who do you guys think is going second overall to the Browns? We had Travis Hunter, and that could be debatable.
It's not going to the Browns, buddy. Shefty just reported
Oh,
that the Browns are trading the second overall pick to the Jags.
Wow.
wow!
want
So
that
we
quarterback.
have some movement. We have a
Oh,
lot of
no.
movement.
They might take the wide receiver.
Yeah. So Cam Ward was drafted
I think they would take.
first overall.
I know that, but shh.
Why are you shushing me? The volume's muted.
I know, but the people
Well-
don't know that. We know
Well,
that because
ESPN
I just found the thing from
E-
Shefty on ESPN. That's why.
ESPN is always ahead of everything when it comes to live streaming.
The
so
fact that the second overall pick, that's really weird. That's really actually weird.
yeah,
Because here's the thing. So they're not going Mason Graham.
No, I'm telling you, they might go the wide receiver out of Texas.
You think so? You think they're going Golden that early?
No, or not the.
Out of Texas, that's Golden. Out of Arizona, McMillan.
The name is escaping me. I was just looking at it.
They already traded it that fast. Yeah, I didn't.
yeah,
see
they're
that going
moving.
to Jacksonville.
Interesting. I wonder where Jacksonville's going with this.
I don't know at this point.
Yeah, that's.
Let's see how fast it goes though, because let's see how fast. Because if the pick's in fast, then
So do you think they're going cornerback now? Do you think
Well,
they're
if
going
it's
to go?
cornerback, then it's Travis Hunter still.
Yeah. So do you think Jacksonville's like, all right, we need to move up and get Travis?
I don't think they should though. They don't have a division where you have to worry about it. Stephon Diggs is now a Patriot, so it
Yeah.
makes no sense.
I mean, maybe they want to,
I don't know what.
take a
Yeah, I
new
think
direction.
McMillan
McMillan.
could potentially.
Damn,
You need a weapon for.
you have Calvin Ridley though.
Yeah, but I mean, two's better than
Thing
one. You
is,
look at the
when,
Lions.
When Trevor Lawrence had two 6'4" wide receivers, they both had he had over 4,000 passing yards. So Trevor Lawrence is built for tall receivers.
He's
so
tall
if you're trying
himself.
to make an offense work for Trevor Lawrence, either they're going to try and shore up their offensive line here, or they might be taking that wide receiver, which
Yeah.
a lot of people would think is a reach, myself included.
Yeah, I was gonna
But
say.
Yeah.
I would not be shocked.
I would not be shocked either. Let's look at the kind of the draft board with this. Definitely interesting to see kind of what is occurring here.
Yeah, that's.
And now they're taking their time. So
Yeah.
this is going to be.
Calvin Ward. Oh, that's his dad. Never mind. Calvin.
How do you not have the pick in immediately? Maybe you just have to wait a minute for maybe someone's going to offer you a crazy trade, you know?
I
Yeah.
just never would have thought I mean,
Pop, do you have anything to drink?
I have water. Yes, it's in the.
I'm confused. Like, this is an interesting trade, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
on the,
the
floor,
Browns.
in there.
I mean, I see the Browns. I don't know where they're going with this.
Yeah,
I really don't know.
It could be very. I'll be very interested to see
I
what
didn't put any
is-
trades in, so I don't know. And they're taking their sweet ass time. I'm confused. I don't know. Oh, Pat, did you see Gentry's wearing Crocs? Gentry's
Is he wearing socks with those Crocs?
I don't know.
Those who know, know.
Those who know.
Let those little piggies wide open. Okay, so that's Cam Ward. Okay, never mind. Let's.
I can't believe that was a generational fake out on Tennessee to put out basically that they were not going to draft him and then just take him.
No,
That's kind of funny.
Well, yeah, but Mayo Man isn't your answer. I don't
Yeah.
know. If they choose Abdul Carter for the Jags, I'm sorry. That's just it's like 2020 with someone Walker, I forget who it was a waste of a first overall pick.
Oh, Trayvon Walker?
Yeah.
Trayvon Walker.
And that's the thing here is like you look at some of these players like we talked about Travis Hunter
it's
earlier.
Liam Cohen, so I don't know. This is weird.
Duval.
Yeah. So they need team needs.
Could you imagine if they go? I mean, they need a cornerback and they need a D tackle. Could you imagine they go Mason Graham?
At this high,
Or
he is the third overall prospect, sure, but
or they could go Abdul Carter. I mean, I could see them go
if
in
they
any
go Abdul
way.
Carter, it's
They're
gonna
on
be
the phone with him right now.
The pick is in, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what they do.
I
I don't know why Jacksonville did this.
I
This is
don't
gonna be
like,
interesting.
and the fact that Cleveland's dropped to they swept picks, so something's
Where do
up.
we think our Michigan cornerback is going to go?
We had him going to Tampa Bay.
I still have Will Johnson going Tampa.
Yeah.
It's either Tampa or
the
Atlanta.
Jaguars' number one need is a cornerback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Will Johnson goes that high. I'm sorry, I'm concerned too.
I mean, my
He's
problem with Will
good.
Johnson, and I kind of talked about it in the first segment of the show today, was the NIL, or not the NIL, but holding out.
They're
and
fired
like,
up at the
the
room.
NCAA made a ruling that you cannot sit out if you're not injured. And I think that's a very smart play. Now, was Will Johnson doing that in his last season at Michigan? That's all up speculation.
Here's my
but
If
yes.
they're this pumped right now in the Jags draft room as we look,
Yeah.
something must have given. I don't know what, but this is really weird.
Yeah.
Because if you're Cleveland, what enticed you to move down? Something
Something
had to
must
move.
have.
Something special. Because here's the thing, Cleveland needs something.
They should never have let go of Baker Mayfield. Oh, so they're breaking down the trade.
Okay, so it's 2026 first. They gave a haul and a half, so something's given. Something's given if the Browns literally got the Jags second round pick.
Yeah. There
There's
must
something
be
wrong.
generational type talent.
Well, yeah, there's guys like that. If it's Abdul Carter, I
They
mean,
gave up their 2026 for
no, look at what they gave. They gave up their
Yeah.
second round pick this year.
second and fourth and fifth and first round pick next year.
That's
This is insane.
This is crazy.
This is Bryce Young level of trade up.
that was
So,
good
Can
God.
I say something?
Good
There's a
God,
lot
that
of-
pick was horrid.
There is a lot of math that says that you should trade back. Seriously, it is better to have
Yeah.
more chances another year. The odds of taking a generational talent, you have a better odds of landing a superstar with 2 late first round picks than 1 top round first guy. You just do. The math works out every single time.
Who's announcing
The
the
only
pick? Is
problem
Miles
is they
Jack?
don't give. Oh, the pick is in.
Miles Jack is announcing the pick.
Oh, taking a moment to recognize. Oh, cool.
To recognize Miles Jack, right?
All right. Before the
Walter.
Walter Payton Man of the Year, it is better to have more picks later on. But the only
Yeah.
problem is general managers do not have. NFL general manager is the highest turnover in sports. They do not have 3 years to rebuild a team.
They don't.
Having the guy at the Lions, Stainer, Brad Holmes, having him
Yeah.
be able to have 2-3 years of sucking, knowing they were going to pay off, is huge.
Yeah.
It just shows the trust that the Fords
Now-
have in him. But many teams don't do that.
Now, do you think the Lions will be making any moves early in the first? Do you think that we'll see them
I
move
don't,
on?
I don't think we
Okay.
need to. I just think we need to have a very
So
good draft with
yeah.
a very good team. Pick our needs. We don't care if anyone says we're reaching.
Yeah.
Who is this going to be?
This is going to be interesting.
Oh, they're announcing the Walter Payton Man of the Year.
Yeah, okay, so he's giving
Eric
some words.
Armstead won it? That's
Yeah.
wild.
I wonder what he did.
Me too.
I want to know too. He's an Oregon
Alright.
boy.
What's his,
Eric Armstead. It's not an E, it's an A-R-K.
Eric
A-R-I-K.
Arms.
Okay, so who is it? Who is this? I don't know. Who's it gonna be? Because this trade makes this throws
So,
everything under the
extensive community outreach, service, and dedication to providing educational opportunities for youth.
All right. Come on.
Academic projects.
All right, so who is
That's
it?
cool.
We have a trade.
No, he's
I
trades
know.
again. I love that.
That'd be kind of crazy. We have another trade.
Who is it?
Oh, they're so nervous.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
Like, don't mess this up. Don't mess this. Oh.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter.
Okay, so
Wow.
So he still went second. Oh no.
To Jacksonville. I mean, you want to talk about a
You're
team
telling
that
me
needs
someone
linemen
sold their future
for
for
this
Travis
jokester?
Hunter.
I mean,
I
obviously.
think Travis Hunter is a generational talent.
Really?
You can't play both ways in the NFL. You just can't. You're not going to be able to.
And if he
If
can't,
he
he's
does
gonna
successfully,
retire.
I'll be very wrong. But you can't for a very long time. It'll take a toll on his body.
Yeah.
You
Dion's
your
the only
entire
player that
future.
could, but Dion didn't.
Do you know
Yeah.
the amount of people that you could have drafted with those other picks?
Yeah, like I was arguing for Campbell to go to the Jags because you need to protect
This is crazy.
Trevor Lawrence.
What?
So
Okay, this is
This
who's
is
gonna go
asinine.
second no matter what.
Man.
he's so giddy. He's so happy.
Yeah, because he's like,
Yeah, Cleveland, I guess, was going to take him.
Yeah.
Now Cleveland gets to avoid the trap of Travis Hunter.
Yeah,
And they
if
get
it
to
is a
try and
trap.
take a
He may turn
quarterback.
out to be
But
one of the best
who's next
cornerbacks in the
quarterback
NFL.
Who's the next quarterback off your board?
We had, let's look.
this is
Um,
now who I
Sanders?
What?
Is Sanders? There's some people that are saying that
We
Sanders
had
might fall out of the
Jaheed-
first round.
That's who I
We had
want to
Jaheed
fall.
Barron from Texas going to the Dolphins, 13
No.
overall.
No. Quarterback.
Oh, quarterback. Oh, they said corner.
I only
Shador
had it
Sanders at 9 to the
because
Saints.
I was also in a rush. If I'm
You
being
don't think Cleveland's going to take a quarterback?
Cleveland could now take a quarterback, and I
No.
could very well see Shador
Well, that's
going
what I'm
there.
saying is because now that they've freed up this Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, you
Here's
don't
the
have a-
question, though. What does New York do? Because we have New York
Abdul.
going Mason Graham. Do you go tackle and protect your
no,
quarterback?
because here's the thing. You already have Sexy Dexy. You don't need a defensive tackle.
Yeah.
You need an edge because
So
that team. 'Cause
is-
look at this: Brian Burns and
Yeah.
Abdul Carter. You got two speed. On
So
the
you
edge.
think Abdul Carter here?
I hope. I mean,
All right.
here's the thing. Travis would have been second overall to the Browns, so I'm kind of confused where they're going here now because, all right, what do you see at pick 5? Because if you don't want Travis, okay.
You could
Then
go
who-
tackle. You could go defensive player, or you could go Shador. I mean, as
hope not
crazy as that. I
Shador.
mean,
If they do Shador, that's
this will be
it's a
interesting.
waste of a pick.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is
Because they just picked up a running quarterback. They have Fields.
Yeah.
For the
Fields-
Giants. If it
Fields
comes-
is
Yeah.
on the Jets.
Oh,
For the Jets, I mean. Sorry,
Yes.
the Giants have Russell Wilson?
and
Russell
Jameis Winston.
and
Jameis
Winston.
And
Yeah.
then here's the
Well,
thing.
still a running quarterback, not in his prime anymore, but
Right.
You
you
tru-
take someone
you
to-
trust those brain surgeons though to run that organization?
Yes, because here's the
Oh.
thing.
that
You
is
have-
a legit God squad right
Yeah, that
Yeah, but
really
think about
is.
it
I
this
want to
way.
be flying the wall in that quarterback room, man. That
Yes.
would be unbelievable.
Well, yes, you have the whole Winston and,
there. You might take a quarterback because you have two amazing veterans.
Yeah,
but there's
Train
also
them.
really good quarterbacks.
but here's
in
the
second
thing.
round.
I've heard reports
That's
out
true.
of
Jackson
NFL
Dart.
insiders.
That's where I'm saying you can get Jackson. Look
I-
at this. I weigh more than freaking
Yeah,
Travis
but can
Hunter
you run
currently.
more than he can? I don't think he can.
Well, because I'm not literally lanky boy. I'm not black.
That was a
skin.
great pick. That was, I mean, he's
You're
got
not-
good feet.
Do you see? He's playing Jacksonville. That's his Jacksonville State highlights. Of course, he's playing Division II, the Division II guys.
Oh, that was at Jacksonville State.
Yeah, this is now a Colorado highlight.
Yeah.
Did you know Travis Hunter was actually committed to
I mean, that dude, he's got
Florida
great
State,
feet.
but then Deion switched him.
I mean, fair. I would want to go.
Give Deion the job.
Yeah,
That's one of the reasons people heard that he went to Florida State because they thought Deion might get that job and he didn't.
and then he flipped to Colorado. Once he flipped,
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, here's the thing. If you're Jacksonville, where are you putting him? Are you putting at corner or are you putting at wide receiver?
I don't know.
Because I wouldn't put him either.
Both.
I think you design.
Let
if
him
you're
run
gonna
for
try and
both.
Have play both. You design certain schemes for him.
You
He
have.
can't play both ways, but like if you have 3 or 4 different packages on offense where you have him in,
Yes.
That's
so
a
you
waste
can't
of
do
time.
it where
though.
like where. Yeah, but you can't do it where he's in an offense, he's going to get the ball. They'll just line up on him. You have to
Yeah.
have him in there for plenty of plays where he doesn't.
You got to have packages for Travis,
and
and I
then
think
have him in on like maybe a third of the defensive
Yeah.
snaps, like
And I
third
think the
down
he-
situations.
Right,
lock it
Yeah.
look
down.
at it this way.
And I think that the head coach of this Jacksonville team is ballsy enough to do stuff like that. I
Yeah,
think
but
he will
look
be
at it
creative.
this way,
enough.
though.
Yeah.
You don't have a wide receiver 1 at Jacksonville to basically take away from.
Travis
Travis.
Hunter. Yeah.
That's the
You can
issue.
play
I know.
offense and
I know you
defense.
don't have it in Cleveland either.
I think there's a lot more to this story, and we'll be
We'll have to figure this out because I'm very
come
confused.
training camp. I hope.
He got married in late May of last year.
oh wow, good for him.
Brother,
Well, the
please
pick,
take that pink
the
suit off.
the pick is in for the Giants here, folks.
It's probably Abdul. If it's not Abdul, I'm a little confused. But that's just me. I think it's Abdul. If it isn't, we'll see. But I think it is Abdul.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, we see that guy at every year's draft. He's always there.
Which one?
The guy with the long hair. He's always there. I always see him.
Abdul.
Abdul Carter. Interesting. Yeah,
Yep. Good.
Abdul Carter.
Very good. Very good, boys.
That
The
was a
dude
good
is-
pickup.
The dude's worth it. I mean,
That's a very good pick.
Yeah,
and
it's
think
a
about it
very
this way.
good pick.
He's
Safe.
compared to Micah Parsons, who played. Where does Micah Parsons play? The good old Cowboys.
Oh God, I hate the Cowboys. Don't even say that to me.
What I'm saying is, it's part 2. I mean, yeah, his foot, so be it.
Now that is a fit.
Yeah, that's an
a
outfit.
Beauty boy. That guy is going to be a game wrecker. If he, I was telling Pop this earlier. People are saying if he's coached and developed right, this guy is the next LT. 1,000%. Hi, James
Yep.
Franklin. I think you have this guy's great. This one, all right, Patriots. It's got to be Will Campbell. It's got to be.
You're a Drake May believer?
No, but I think that you got to protect him. You got to find a way to protect him. Because here's the thing. The dude, if he does play well, is great. You just got to protect him. Because now you have Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
You have Ramondre. You just got to protect him at this point. I think you just got to protect him. LeVar Arrington, jeez, the number 11 is historic on Penn State. Jeez. LeVar Arrington, Navarro Bowman, Micah Parsons, jeez, the number 11 runs deep at Penn State. I don't know. This is a great pick, though, by the Giants. I'll be honest. This is what they needed.
Yeah.
Dude, 6'5", 250. I mean, he's your prototype. You look at this guy.
So now the Patriots are on the clock.
It's gonna be Will Campbell, I hope. Just watch right now, Pop. Just watch Abdul Carter as he's just.
See, one of my things is that
Here's what's crazy. This is his first year playing edge. The dude was an outside linebacker all of college, and then his college coach said, "Hey, you want to try playing edge for a year?"
yeah, and
Damn,
you see,
worked
you
out
do
well.
have him in the stand up there. Then he comes down, and he's kind of lurking here. And this is one of the great things.
And then
that,
here he comes flying.
yeah, he does have great eyes, and I think that is something that as a linebacker,
And then
he
here he's
picked
down.
up.
He's gonna be the spy right here. Watch this.
Yeah, he does move. He reminds me a lot of an Aiden Hutchinson with his explosiveness.
Look at this. He's
off
wide out.
the edge. His quick move, obviously, that's something that, speed kills, especially off
Pick
the edge.
is in.
And the pick is in for the
Oh, man.
Patriots.
What does Bill Belichick have up his sleeve?
Bills at North Carolina.
Exactly. No, Bill Belichick is orchestrating all this for the Patriots. He's still in the organization. He
Who
just
do you
wanted to be
think-
removed.
Who do you think?
Oh, the bag had a hole in it. What the heck? Hello.
Man needs to take that button away from him. No, but so we have the Patriots taking Mason Graham. Where else do you think they can go with this pick? Obviously, some of their needs concerning D-tackle, wide receiver. Could they pick up a McMillan this early, or even go running back with Genty? Best available right now is Genty. Best fit, they say, is Membu, offensive tackle. But
I think that it's been proven the last couple of years that a meaningful running back is still very important.
yeah, oh yeah,
I just don't think the Patriots have a good enough offensive line to make Genty successful. And if they have a good GM, they know that.
yes,
They're not gonna.
yeah, and that was one of the things.
Personally, I would take Mason Graham here.
Okay,
Really?
really,
Why?
He good.
he a good player.
Besides you being a Michigan fan, why?
He good.
He's a beast. I
would
mean,
agree, but do
As
you,
someone who played a little bit of college defensive line, he good.
I like
okay.
that.
I mean, I can say this.
Why are you doubting that?
I'll have a breakdown in a second. After he's picked.
Yeah,
If
after
he's
he's
first.
picked. Why are you so hesitant to take a Mason Graham?
Because think about it this way, this class especially is defensive line focused.
Okay.
You could find.
So who are you picking up here instead of Mason Graham?
Okay.
One of their
You got to protect Drake May. He was a
okay.
rookie last year and took one of I don't think league high, but took a number of sacks this past year.
Okay. So you think the need for offensive linemen dwarfs their need for a defensive lineman here?
As of right now, because here's the thing, you have a great defensive line class, so if you don't get it first round, you're not hurting either.
Yeah.
That's a lot of the positions that are like hot commodities are found in this draft.
Yeah.
What's ESPN saying currently right now?
ESPN saying currently right now is that it's Genti, it's the best available, and or saying it's Membu, which I could see either or.
Yeah, that's interesting. They say Membu. I think if they go tackle, it could be Campbell or Membu. If I'm being honest, I don't know.
Okay. Let me give the people an accurate look at this real quick. This could really benefit our people out there. Instead of doing rounds, I'm going to do the draft cast.
I don't know.
But yeah, no, this should be interesting. And this is really one of those things that they got their quarterback. So now you're adding pieces to a roster that really needs to be revamped. And this will be very interesting and to see where the people go. But it looks like an alert from. Okay, so Adam Schefter just commented on 19 minutes ago, basically about how the Browns got a bunch of picks coming Friday night and whatnot. I think the Browns set themselves up. I think it was a smart move by the GM there to move down, let Jacksonville kind of reach for Travis there.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't like it. I really don't.
Okay, well, the pick is in for...
It confuses me.
So you think they're going offensive line regardless of their need defensive tackle?
You can get defensive tackle anywhere. This class,
you think it's so late?
When making this mock draft, not like 15 minutes before.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably could have made a bunch throughout.
Yeah.
No, this is it's weird.
It's a weird pick right there.
Well, the Browns thing screwed everything.
Well, I
up.
think, going Will Campbell or
Also,
even
look at
Membu
this.
would be great.
Mike Vrabel loves his.
But, I mean, right now it's an ESPN. It says they need a left tackle, yeah?
And who's that franchise left tackle?
Either Campbell or Membu.
The only issue I have that people, or I don't have, what people say,
Yes.
is that Will Campbell is a T-Rex. By that, I mean he has short arms, but he's strong as shit. I honestly think if you are that, you take a little bit of a risk and hope and pray that Bayou boy comes in clutch. I don't know. The fact that the Browns trade, that kind of made things a little weird.
Made things, I like that. Yeah, no, I mean, I think
it's not like it changed everything because obviously I had Travis going too. But to the Jacksonville Jaguars is not where I had it going.
Yeah, I think this will be very interesting to see.
I don't know.
Goodell's coming up here. The pick is in, and
it is
Will Campbell.
Beautiful.
So I mean, that's the correct pick. You said it earlier. You got to protect Drake May.
I love that suit.
He big
The man
guy,
looks like a
LSU. Yeah, he's a big. He reminds me a lot of who's the guy on Bussin' with the Boys from Michigan.
Will Campbell, baby.
Yeah. Look at how much of a pimp he looks like.
Who's the guy Bussin' with the
Throwing up that
Boys?
offensive line, never a bad pick.
Nope.
And
never.
the
bad
fact
pick.
is, the only downside of what people said was the fact that he had short arms. The dude is freaking. Here's what's
I
crazy.
mean, he's got normal sized arms. I mean,
No, when you look at
Yeah,
his tape,
but there is a big thing about reach in the NFL.
he doesn't have a big reach.
I mean, they said or who they say that was gonna be really bad that he has small hands. Patrick Mahomes.
No,
Yes, but-
no,
And they,
no. Was it Mahomes or was it Josh Allen?
I think it was Josh Allen.
I think it was
It was
Josh
Josh
Allen. Yeah.
Yeah, he
And-
had baby hands.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Well, now the Browns are on the clock.
There's nothing wrong with baby hands. There's
It'd be
nothing
very
wrong with
interesting
baby
to see where they go with
hands. Pop has
this.
baby hands, guys. Don't worry.
I got pretty big hands.
Believe me, there's no problem there.
Oh God! Oh
Well, look
no!
at this. No, so here's the.
We're not going there with this.
So
thing,
look
are we?
at Will for
She
you.
said, "Wow."
Yeah,
no
let's
problem.
look at Will for a minute here.
Oh, I love Will. I love the prospect of Will.
Yeah,
Oh,
you think
no,
you
The
think
dude's
he's
got
gonna?
You could lose it.
the dude's got a voice deeper than mine. It's
Do
good.
you think he's gonna be as good as a Penny Sewell in a few years?
He's not built like Panay. He's not built like here.
Yeah, no, we can hold it right here.
He's not built like Panay. I can tell you right now.
No doubt. But where do you think he's gonna struggle the most coming into the NFL in his first year?
I think what people obviously will say is his hands, or not his hands, his arms. His
So
reach.
you think in pass protection, but in run he'll be fine?
Yes, but That's what everyone says, but here's the thing: some of the best offensive linemen that had small reach
Yeah.
are all
Because they got-
Hall of Famers.
Yeah, they got quick. They're quick and they can punch. And I
The
do.
best small-armed lineman to date
Yeah.
that we can think of. Oh my, Pickett's in for the Browns already. Oh,
Wow.
okay.
So they're moving.
It's moving a little bit, but what I'll say is for Big Boy Campbell, the reach shouldn't matter. The dude is a bully on that offensive line. The dude is only, if I'm not mistaken, check this right now. I think he's 21,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken. The dude's not old.
Campbell.
The dude has been a
he
starter since day one.
is 21. 6'6", tall.
6'6" what? 3 something?
Let's go.
6'6".
He squats 6'16", which is crazy.
Yeah.
32-inch wingspan, 77-inch or 32-inch arm length, 77-inch wingspan.
So that's your height. Your height is your wingspan.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a talent. I honestly think it. He's gonna be a
324 pounds.
talent.
He a big
He's
man.
He doesn't look 300 something though.
No, he does not.
The dude is mean.
Fills out perfectly with it.
Look, that's a nice specimen right there.
Yeah.
6'5", 320. Look, just watch this right here. Look, he's standing
That's
up.
Stand up.
Look,
tackle.
stand up
Yeah.
tackle.
And he can move too, which is awesome to see. He's
He did not. Okay, I will say there. He did not reach him. Pop, did he reach?
No,
that
he did
man on
not
the
reach
reach?
him, but
did not
he
reach him.
he
Here's
bullied
his small
him.
hands.
I will
Bullied
say
him.
Yes, but you have to get a reach there. That running back did not get a good game
Yeah.
because he did not reach him. If he would have reached him, that would have been a 7-yard play.
Here's
They
the thing,
showed
though.
Yeah.
a low light
He
on
stands
national
up.
TV.
He stands up though. That's
Yeah.
the wild part. Look at he's standing up.
They
Everyone's
all
down.
do that now. It's insane. On
Look at
third
this.
down, they're just
Look at
standing
look.
up.
Oh, there's the hands though.
Yeah. Hopefully he does not jump off sides.
I don't
we've
think he
seen.
will. I don't think he will. The
He's
fact
a
that
gritty player.
He
and that's
is.
what
Locker room guy.
and that's what.
Culture.
Oh,
Big culture guy.
but think about it this way. Look at this. Look at his side. See-
2 sacks in 2 years is insane.
Yeah.
yeah, those hands don't
pretty
matter.
much-
That reach don't matter no more.
in the SEC, mind you.
Oh,
like
you-
that, like the amount of good defenses you see in the SEC, unbelievable.
That's-
I think this is a
2
great pick.
sacks. That's perfect. That's what you want.
So who do you think the Browns are going here? We talked a
I
lot
don't.
about Will Campbell.
At this point, I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know anymore.
Could they go?
I
This
love the
is-
Will Camp as of right now. So we're going first 4.
If
Favorite pick that you've
got
gotten?
Sanders is still there.
So they need a quarterback. It says best fit or best available. Jalen Walker is the best fit. Ashton
He
Genty is the
jumped
best
up
available. They
Ashton
they need a
Genty?
linebacker. I mean,
I could see it, but think about Will Campbell.
yeah.
That is amazing. Like out of your top 4 picks so far, where's your favorite pick so far? Mine's Will.
I like the.
I
Will
love
Campbell.
Abdul Carter, but
Um,
this Will Campbell pick, I love just.
Mine is Abdul Carter. I think he's a.
I think he's gonna be LT part 2.
Yeah.
So a little score update for those of you who are flipping back and forth between the Pistons game and the NFL draft. The Pistons are losing by 8 points right now. 9 minutes left in
Mason.
the third. Mason Graham. I like that pick. That,
I love that pick.
but that's probably my favorite pick.
Yeah, clearly, boys.
Not because we're in Michigan. I mean, he is
He is so good.
a
Okay,
Tasmanian
so
devil.
The fact about Mason Graham is he has the fastest hands in all of college football. You think some like wide receiver or somebody no. He has the fastest hands in college football. His ability to get on an offensive lineman faster than they can even just hear the snap call is crazy.
Yeah.
And then he just bench presses them into the ground or off him. And
Yeah.
he rips so fast. His ability to move his body and to just he lines up and he pounces at people.
Well, now
He good.
Now you have Myles Garrett. Now you have Mason Graham, and you're starting to see pieces. You see the Browns' defense kind of.
Defensive lines win Super Bowl.
They do. They do. I mean, obviously, when you're playing an Eagles team, you're going to need to have.
They won't play him though.
If you're in the Super Bowl, you will.
If you're the Browns, you're not making a Super Bowl year 1. No.
You never know, man.
No.
It's the Lions have won a playoff game. That's all I'm saying.
The pick's already in for the Raiders. Holy
Wow.
fuck.
So where do you think they're going with
Genty.
this?
Genty.
Genty. So you think
If
they're
it's
getting a
this
running
fast,
back?
it's Genty.
Okay.
Their run game was abysmal.
Okay.
Who is the Raiders quarterback right now?
That's a good question, but they're not going to go. If they go quarterback, all right. Then what? Because what's your next plan? Because I don't think Devontae wants to play for the Raiders. If I'm honest, I don't know. I'm a little surprised. Like, I get it, this pick, I know, but like,
Okay, look at Graham here. Look at his hands. You see how he was on the offensive line before he was shooting his arms out. Graham was just on him. The ability to make a guy fake out because he will wait. He will just wait that split second, and as soon as that offensive line finally shoots his hands, he just latches on.
Yeah.
Man, is he good? It is something to
I
see.
would have put him
He
at
does
Jacksonville though.
everything right. He does everything right.
He's not a bad player. I'm not gonna say
No,
he's a
yeah,
bad
he's-
player.
that's-
No, he is generational interior defensive lineman. Seriously, like pure talent alone, one of the best players in the draft by far.
I would agree, but
Non-biased
here's the
Michigan
thing.
fan.
Well, I'd agree, but I don't think you want to put him in Cleveland. Is he wearing a T-shirt? Brother, what?
Yeah,
Put a
he-
suit jacket on. It's a fancy ass shirt, man. That ain't no t-shirt.
Yeah, that's a DLX shirt right there,
That is
man. That's a big boy.
$3,000 like random t-shirt.
Yeah.
You see the girlfriend there?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But
Don't want me to
I'll
look at
say,
He's
that.
got some culture.
well, he went to Michigan. What do you expect?
Amen.
Michigan's a very. I mean, okay, so
If it's not Genty,
McMillan. Could they go McMillan? They need a wide receiver.
They have
I'm looking
Devontae.
at needs. Will Johnson, they're also saying, is the best fit on this. This is obviously out of
Will
date here.
Johnson to the why?
I don't know. ESPN's on something right now, folks, but it's just very
That's
interesting to
normal.
see that.
Shiny bald head. He probably got his hair from his mom. Is it just me or does Aiden and Mason Graham kind of look similar?
Aiden Halfman?
Yes.
Maybe.
The curly hair,
I think it's just
the
that.
short person.
Short people. Oh, but
Raiders. They need running back.
yeah, they do. I think the Raiders.
If they go Shadur, it's probably just because it's a ploy at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. I think Shador Sanders is dropping out of the top first round. That's a
hope.
bold take, but
I don't-
I'll
I don't
defend
doubt you.
it. I think
At
that
least his
Shador.
number's retired.
God, that's also annoying.
Well, here's the thing.
How do you retire his number?
Shador Sanders, I've heard from many sources, is a diva, and that
so is
type
Travis.
Wow, I am shocked.
but that type of play coming from a rookie can be toxic in a locker
He's
room,
just gonna get
especially when you don't
hazed.
win. They're all. What are they selecting here?
Told you.
Ashton
I-
Genty, Boise State.
I was gonna say if it wasn't, I'd be shocked.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, show the Crocs. Show the Crocs. Show the, are they in sport mode?
Probably.
They
I mean, he is going to be he's a generational type running back.
Show the Crocs.
I really do think that he's going to be probably up there with Jahmyr Gibbs, arguably as probably one of the better backs in the league in upcoming years. I know that for sure. Because just the way his one-cut ability, the wind back, and just his speed.
Well, he stands up too, so his vision.
Yeah, and
They're the Crocs.
I mean, that has to deal with the cutback as well. But one of my things is that can you now build
He's
off of
mean.
that and block for
He has
him?
one of my favorite running styles that reminds me of Le'Veon Bell.
Yes.
Patience, sitting behind the line, and then just shooting the gap.
Yeah.
The ability to wait. It's what everyone is taught, but no one does because they
Pick
want
is
that
in
head
already for
start.
Jets. Holy
Yeah.
The
fuck.
fact that he just sits there and waits. It's my
Look at that kid.
favorite
Look
running
at
style.
You can't even see him on the camera.
Yeah, I do think
Look
it's
at him right here. Look how he just waits, boom,
yeah, very
boom to the outside.
It's
He
almost
goes to
like
the
he's-
inside, he just
it's almost like
right
he's
away
viewing the
gone.
defender in slow motion, and he's just got the ability to kind of shake and bake
Yep. cut, gone,
you. Yeah.
The fact that Pets.
right past him.
All right, Jets picks in. Wow, that's fast. Who are we going here? If they're going this fast,
So I got a Membu. They say from
I
tackle
hope
from Missouri.
They need to.
They really do, especially to protect
Anyone.
Justin Fields. I think that's necessary. But on the ESPN DraftCast, they have linebacker Jalen Walker, best available, and then they have Tyler Warren, tight end.
They're glazing
I
over.
think Loveland is your better receiving tight end if you want a more high-powered offense.
Yeah.
Warren's just a do-it-all.
It's just a do-it-all guy, in my opinion. I think Loveland's
going late
is
first.
crazy good tight end, but he might not be the best tight end in the draft.
Yeah.
I think if we're going Warren, you're going Warren to a team that just needs a tight end that can block.
Yes.
The Jets don't need a blocking tight end. If you're gonna be.
Yeah, and that's also a very interesting thing as well.
I think he goes Colts, if I'm being honest.
Okay, so you think okay.
Warren's
Yeah.
going Colts, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think that is very
I'm hopeful.
And I mean, we talk about tight ends and tackles and the relationship between those two. I could even see him going either way. Membu is a good pick, but if you want kind of a dual threat guy to block on the edge, you could have, Loveland or a Warren there too. I think either way it is going to be interesting to see how they do this going forward here. But
Membu, I think, is the safe bet.
Okay.
It's the safe bet because think about it this way: Fields, like you said, needs protected. Fields back in, what is it?
Look at that.
I really do think he is going to be
Gentry's going to be great on the Raiders. They need it. They needed something. I don't know.
But is that something that
What would you choose instead, though? You don't need a quarterback. You really
wide
don't.
receiver?
Yeah, but there's such a deep class this year. You don't need it.
Yeah.
There's so many great receivers. I wouldn't.
What do you think about the Jets pick here? Where do you think they're going?
If you really believe in Justin Fields, I think you either need to get him a weapon or shore up the offensive line.
Yeah. I think either
think
way.
It's really hard to go, especially for Jets fans after it's been going the last couple of years, to not be able to reload with a really good. But it's Aaron Glenn. He's
Yeah.
the defensive coach. So I could very easily see him picking up a really good defensive guy that he likes for his first pick, a guy that he can really be like, this is my guy.
Yeah.
Just being a defensive coach, that is the only reason why it could be that. But personally, for the fans especially, would go with an offensive guy.
Yeah, it's one of those things that going from being a defensive-minded coach to now going to an offense like this, it's very interesting and going to be questionable if he can really pull it out and be that next generation type coach and really have the balance between kind of offense and defense. Because that's one of the things that we looked at Matt Patricia. Oh, he's a defensive coordinator. Our defense is going to be so good. And we had good defensive guys during the Matt Patricia era.
Did you?
But,
Matt, I was going to say, did you?
We had decent players. I mean, we didn't have what we have now.
Who? Give me who? I want to know who.
Darius Slay.
Yeah, big play Slay.
Okay.
He won a
Who
Super Bowl last year.
Not with Detroit.
Not with Detroit, but obviously he was
a really bad defense under Patricia. It was laughably bad.
I was gonna say.
Well, I mean, big play Slay was pretty much the only guy. So I mean,
who's going to the Jets? Are we gonna see?
I guess my argument there was it's hard to make that transition from being a defensive coordinator to a head coach, and I think Ben Johnson obviously is set up for a better trajectory than Aaron Glenn.
Yeah.
But we'll see interesting what his team does here. What just happened? Oh, it was a long cut. I was like, the TV screen went black, and I was like, oh okay. Yeah.
Why are people just singing Lambo? That'd be so depressing.
It's a watch party?
I know, but that'd be so depressing. Like, you're literally singing Lambo, but, like, everyone gets to watch it right behind you.
Yeah.
I mean, do I wish we were there? Sure. But who does Saleh pick? They need a right tackle,
They do need a right tackle.
and that's probably Membu. Because Will Campbell was a left tackle.
Okay, so you think they're going Membu with this then?
If they're smart. If they're smart.
They could go, wide receiver.
Are they going to pull
I'm surprised
Falcons
there's-
and make us look like absolute whack asses? Maybe. Because it's the Jets.
I mean, you could also go Jalen Walker.
There's nothing wrong with that either, but I would just say go defense. If you're going to go defense, go there. If you're not going defense, you got to protect Justin Fields. Remember what happened to Justin Fields in Chicago?
Yeah,
Led the league in sacks on him.
and they went Membu.
How do you already know?
ESPN. The Draftcast is updated.
Shush.
So yeah, Membu. Obviously, you need that protection
Options
there.
gone through the future
That's a
already.
very good pickup by the Jets. I like that. Obviously, Will Campbell's off the board, and you have to do
Will
what
Campbell
you have to
wasn't
do.
going to be there at all.
No,
I can
he wasn't.
guarantee.
Yeah, that was. All right, this is kind of going exactly like we said.
To an extent.
To an extent, I think
Yeah,
the
no,
trade
I
up by
really-
the Browns has been kind of, or the trade down by the Browns has kind of been the only shocker. But
Well, what's funny, too, if you think about it this way, I had Mason Graham going 5 no matter what. I just didn't see him going to Cleveland, if I'm being
Yeah.
honest. I saw Travis Hunter still going 2. I just didn't see him going.
now
Oh, my.
this
Oh
is going
my,
to be.
Look at Membu right here. 1 sack in all of 2024. Ran the second fastest 40.
Damn.
Jeez.
4'9".
How big is he, though? Look how big he is real quick.
All right, let's look up Membu's
Don't
statistics.
take that out of context, please.
6'4", 332. So a little bit shorter than.
Oh shit! The picks are in for Carolina. Oh,
Yeah.
my
Where are they
word.
going with this? They need an edge rusher.
No.
Obviously, they need a cornerback and a safety. People are saying Will Johnson. People are also saying
Will doesn't
Jalen
deserve
Walker.
to go that high. Will doesn't deserve to go that high.
We have Mike Green going to.
You hated that pick.
I think that's a waste of a pick. If they go Mike Green here, this is probably one of the dumbest picks I've ever seen.
more
By a
dumb
team.
than freaking Michael Penis going number 9 when you had Kirko to a record-setting deal
Hey man, he's already playing.
Yeah.
because Kirko literally saw I'm shit. Kirko's
Yeah.
washed. I'm a State fan. Kirko's washed. I'm sorry.
I think Kirk Cousins, the right, obviously the right, like,
He's perfect for
Group.
that system.
We were hoping that he was going to retire when we were still at Hope because he promised to build that indoor field.
oh, yeah, he did.
He still
It was
probably
a
could.
travesty.
It
He
is.
probably still could. Don't you worry.
Dexter, Michigan is getting an indoor football field if the millage passes.
Really?
And I'm going to be paying taxes the rest of my life.
That sucks.
I
No,
just
but
ran into my old
that's
high
interesting
school
that they're.
strength coach, and I asked him, I'm like, so how's the football team doing? He's like, I'm like, okay, please tell me any of the sports I played back in high school were good. He's like, you didn't play basketball. I'm like, okay, please tell me is that the only good team? He's like, well, we have a co-op with South Christian for lacrosse. I'm like, great, awesome.
Co-ops are becoming a lot more popular,
Yeah,
especially
but
as
a co-op with a
less
school
people.
that's are your biggest rival when you're a Christian school?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
But oh god, the fact that our basketball team was great when I was playing.
Yeah.
Back when I was in high school, but what? It's sad.
Yeah. I mean, it.
What's funny? My old strength coach. What's funny? It's a little
Yeah.
tie into
What do you-
Miami.
Yeah.
The dude was a running back during the glory days of Miami,
Oh, interesting.
and as you can see, he worked us to
Yeah.
to death. It was great.
Now, we talk about this 8th pick. The pick is in. What's your opinion on Mike Green? Because you had him here in our draft.
Dude, it's wild. The dude is a Marshall product, which
Yeah.
crazy enough. The last good Marshall product, do you guys know?
Not
Nope.
the top of my head.
Pat?
Pat, do you know the last good Marshall product?
Oh, Colin Parachek.
No. Try again.
Oh, Randy Moss, man.
Thank
Come on.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Colin Parachek, shout out my high school quarterback.
Yes, good old
Quarterback
Randy.
Did he go to
of the,
Marshall?
Good old Marshall Herd right now.
Oh, really?
Second string, I think.
Interesting.
Shout out
Okay,
the
yeah.
Redhead King of Dexter.
They beat Western this year in
That
football.
Was my guy.
That
We
was
were on the cover of the paper together.
nice. That was, I mean, it's interesting because actually this is a fun fact. I want to people out there listen up here. What is the number one MAC school that has the most NFL players drafted?
Are you asking the fans
Or us? And you guys can answer it too. The number one school that has the most draft picks in the NFL
It's not your alma mater, buddy.
I think it's either Alabama or Michigan.
in the MAC.
Oh,
Talking MAC, yes.
Oh,
It's not your alma
Buffalo.
mater.
It is. It's Western.
No,
It
it's
is?
not.
It is.
Wow.
No,
It's Western
not.
Michigan University.
Number one overall picks.
No. Number of picks in the MAC.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was
the
gonna
most
say number
schools
one
are
overall pick. It's not your
Yeah,
alma mater. It's
yeah,
your
no,
rival.
yeah,
I was gonna
yeah.
say
It's Ohio
your-
State.
What? In the MAC. Central.
No, it's not. It's
Number one overall pick. Eric Fisher, Central Michigan product.
what are you talking about?
Look up number one overall picks by MAC schools. Number one, not overall picks. Number one. Because Eric Fisher was a Chief and he was picked number one. Crazy, I know. I saw this on TikTok 2 days ago.
Okay. Well, obviously everything sent TikTok is real.
No, but
I deleted TikTok. I'm officially
Eric
off
Fisher.
TikTok.
Oh, I'm still on it. Interesting. Never knew that.
this is my favorite time of year. This is my favorite
Yeah.
time. Back when I was a kid, all I would play on Madden, if I wasn't playing against my friends, was franchise mode. That's all I ever played. Solely because of the draft, and it's so fun.
Yeah.
Dude, me and my buddies, especially during COVID, would have a ton of Madden local leagues.
Oh, so fun.
And just have a bunch of franchises going.
Oh, that's
And then when the EA college football game came out, and maybe that's something that we could host this year,
Yeah.
I love that.
is a league where we have live games, like 2 games a week, and we try and get everyone in 1 or 2 conferences. Like everyone has to be in the Big Ten
Kind of like
or
what we
SEC,
did.
and we draft teams out. We do like a lottery system where you can pick your teams and build them up, and that way everyone is playing someone real every week, or at least most weeks. And we could have like a full week. I mean, we could fill out an SEC and a Big Ten.
We had 20 people in our bracket thing.
Yeah.
All right. The pick is in.
It's gotta be no Jahade. I think
It
it's
would also
Jahade.
be fun if we just had
The
everyone
8th
like
pick
a
in the
mix.
NFL
Is it-
draft.
Oh yeah.
I told you they're going wide receiver. Called it. Everyone
all
called me
like-
crazy, but I think that's a
They
reach.
believe in Bryce Young.
Well,
This was not the draft to replace him.
No, this is not
No,
the draft
but
replacing.
what?
But I think this is a
They
very
got
good
their wide
pickup.
receiver.
You need a
This is the
weapon,
best wide
and
receiver.
Terrion McMillan is that guy from Arizona.
Terrion?
Just
Not
T-Mac.
Terry.
I just call him, I just call him
McMillan.
T-Mac. Really? This
Yeah.
is interesting.
Yes, this
He's
is
a
going to be.
great.
I thought that he could have gone earlier. I think this is a great pick.
No,
Yeah.
they don't. So they trust Bryce Young, but what?
They don't have another wide receiver.
They don't, and they needed
have
a wide receiver.
Devin Funchess, I don't even think he's still around. The ghost of Devin Funchess was around.
But
for
here's
a
the
while.
thing. Though.
It's still in the rafters. He's still working.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
look at this.
He
Here's
shows up
what
every
I'll
once
say.
in a while.
Yes, you have him, but here's the thing. This draft especially is loaded with receiver. You got Luther Burden, the guy who literally what? Oh, God.
But is this guy not the number 1 receiver on the board?
No.
Wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
Who's your number 1 receiver on the board?
Luther Burden.
Burden.
Yeah.
Not even Golden, out of Texas.
Golden is tied with him. That's the thing. But I would put Golden here over
Okay.
McMillan because think about it this way.
So, how much of a reach do you think this is?
Not terrible, but it's just
The thing is,
I love how
I
it's
think
pick-
you have to judge it based on need.
Yes.
Pickens in for the Saints. Wow.
If you
They're
really
moving.
think
We're moving
that-
now.
Position of need. Bryce Young.
So my feeling is, if they wouldn't have taken him, I think Chicago would have.
Yes.
They don't need him though. They
that's-
got Roma Dunze, they got DJ Moore, and Keenan Allen. You don't need a.
Yeah, you do.
Fourth.
Keenan Allen's getting so old. It's
That's
just it's
Fine,
a
so you
Cooper
got
Cup
DJ
argument.
You got DJ Moore, Roma
It's Ben
Dunze.
Johnson, Mr. Offense. He still might take a wide receiver.
And
I
he
then
might-
honestly think he would.
Oh wow! So he's from Hawaii. Cool.
Oh, cool.
And that's actually at the state capitol. That's a cool little tidbit. I
I
studied
mean,
there for 3 weeks.
I'll say this. I
Summer.
don't think it's
I,
a
too,
bad
have been
pick.
to Hawaii.
I don't. Think, I'll say this. I don't think it's a bad pick. It's,
Yes.
it confuses me. It really confuses me because, fine, you have a true number one, but they need help at offensive line.
I heard that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you could make an argument either way.
I don't know. I mean,
Now we do have an interesting pick here. I think this would be a reach if they do it. Shador Sanders to the Saints. You were talking about this before the
They
draft.
were saying the whole time that the Saints need a quarterback.
because of Derek Carr being injured.
But the thing is,
But-
people were thinking that maybe Ward could fall. But obviously, him going this was such a weird draft that the
It
number
is.
one overall pick, people were saying that he could potentially fall to number 9.
Oh, I would agree.
Yeah.
The cool thing about this draft, which makes it one of my favorite, is solely because quarterback isn't
There's so much talent in the draft
that
but
you
it's
could
not
go,
at quarterback.
and that's
And
what
I love it.
That's
Because
my
then
favorite.
like last year, the first 6 out of 12, 6 out of the first 12 picks were quarterbacks.
In
I
the,
hate
So-
it in a non-good quarterback year.
So I'm getting kind of flamed here.
Good.
In the comments.
who? My dad?
No, my buddy Julian Lee. Shout out Julian. He said I did not shoot an 87 today on the golf course. I actually did shoot an 87 today. The
I had to
scorecard's
look
right
at his
over there.
scorecard.
It happened. So today was a good day. Eventually, the video of me and Will Webb will be released of us golfing,
somehow.
trying to break 30. It's still in production, but
Trying to.
that was a fun episode. It was really nerve wracking being in front of a camera trying to play golf.
Pop
I
is
believe
camera shy.
Not camera shot, but I mean it was just
Why is
like
she wearing a lace? She doesn't deserve to be wearing a lace.
they're all from Hawaii.
She
Those are so complicated to make. I made them by hand
They should
in
have done a
Hawaii.
haka.
And those are like the thick ones like that. You have to like weave the leaf
leaf.
over and over and over again, and to get it like that is kind of crazy.
Wow.
So,
I
yeah,
mean,
it
I'm
takes
proud.
time.
I'm proud of him, but it's weird. It doesn't like
And that's been our culture update
Yeah,
with Pop.
yeah, exactly.
culture days with Pop.
But okay, so speaking of culture, Shador Sanders,
Why?
toxic as hell. Everyone's been saying it.
Well, yeah.
Do you think even if they pick him, they're gonna have problems early on?
Yeah, man. Who wants to deal with Dion and his
Nobody.
Twitter every day?
Yeah, it's
Like,
definitely
You're gonna have Dion trying to coach from the sideline.
really.
Oh, 100%.
You think Deion should just went to the
Dion is
NFL?
Dion is honestly going to be trying to wherever Sanders goes.
Yeah.
Dion is going to try and force that coach out and try and get himself put in. That's my prediction now. You heard it
Okay.
here first.
Okay, so you think there's
Wherever
gonna?
Sanders goes, there is a 50-50 chance that Dion will be coaching there in 2 years.
Do you ever see Shador Sanders, besides probably year one, if he goes to New Orleans starting post? Or do you think like, hey, he gets in this organization or gets to an organization, the pick is in for the Saints?
I think it just depends on the team that he goes to. The Saints really don't have a great answer at quarterback right now.
All right, well, the Saints went interestingly, and we'll talk
Don't
about it
tell
in a
us,
second,
please.
because the people on there. But yeah, this is very interesting. They went
You
in a
can't.
crazy direction.
Wow.
What the fuck?
So they believe in Derek Carr.
Derek Carr's injured. He's not playing this year.
Well, they believe in what they got, I guess.
Who?
I mean,
They don't have James Winston.
I guess they're gonna.
Huh?
I guess they're gonna
You know,
hunt for
it's
the.
just
No!
the proof that people in the NFL really do not value Shador Sanders.
Exactly.
Fine, that's fine.
And I think this is smart. I mean, obviously, it's smart not to pick up Shador there. But this pick is very interesting. Obviously,
What?
I think they're going to pick up a guy later in the draft.
I agree. I think they're
They
going
have
Jackson.
to, at least.
Yeah, I think they'll go Jackson Dart, but they. What? What?
Yeah.
I mean, I love Calvin Banks. I'm a Texas homer through and through, but I had him going two picks later. They don't.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold up. I know why they
Pick
did
is
this.
in for Chicago.
Hold up,
so
wait, guys. I just realized I know
Yes.
why they went offensive lineman.
why?
Ryan Ramczyk just retired this past spring. That's why they're doing it.
Okay, so they
They're
filled the need.
franchise young
But they
They
needed
have
a quarterback.
Cesar Ruiz holding down the center of the line.
They
That is
do.
true.
Big Caesar.
Okay, yeah, no, that makes more. Now I just
All right.
realized why that pick makes sense now.
Well, the Bears
Okay.
pick
They
is
could've traded
in.
back, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Kelvin Banks is that's an awesome
Unless
pick.
They really believe that the Bears are going to go offensive, which they could have.
They're not. Gonna,
Yeah.
they would.
Well, the
but
biggest-
here's the thing. You
They
can.
might not now.
Yeah. The biggest
Huh.
need for the Bears is a D tackle, running back, wide receiver, cornerback, or edge.
Why do
Again,
they need receiver?
Jalen Walker is on the board still, best available. Will Johnson is the best fit.
Will Johnson being the best fit? Please stop with the Will
He's
Johnson,
been here for a
please.
little bit.
He's not.
Their previous,
Why receiver? Please. Why is that a need? It wasn't a need when they picked up Roman.
And then here's the thing. Interestingly enough, about 17 minutes ago, minutes after drafting Abdul Carter,
Oh no.
the GM is picking up Kayvon Thibodeau's fifth-year option on the contract.
Let's
so
go.
they are loading
Oh,
up
good.
defensively.
Oh, Thibodeau,
So-
Burns, and Campbell.
I think here's a
And
big
Sexy
question
Mexi.
as we kind of get towards the teens here in the draft. You think the Lions are going to move up?
No, they don't need to.
You think they're going to move down? You think they're going to trade what they got and see if they can get more on the second
they
day?
can't trade down. They're at like pick 27.
28.
28.
You're not picking down. Don't pick down.
Yes. Do you?
Unless someone is trying to trade back into the first round pick.
But every team has their first round pick this year. Not that in the first time in a
Yeah.
very long time.
All
Everyone
right.
has a
So
first
we
round.
had Starks
There
out of
could be
Georgia
There-
going
remember
to
when
the Bears.
When the Ravens they came back into the first. They'd already made their pick and they came back into the first
to get
round
Lamar.
to get Lamar. That happens.
That is true, but
Yes.
I don't know. Well, sweet. We're talking about schedule release. Cool.
Yeah. All right.
Well, no one wants to talk about the Bears. Let's be real.
Yeah, the Bears suck. But I got a question for all of you. How many Heisman Trophy winners have been selected first overall in the NFL draft?
What are our options?
15, 20, or 25?
First overall,
First overall.
I gotta say 15
What was that little? Why is that needed at the draft?
because she's the freaking Chick-fil-A chick.
I know that.
No sauce. Set your calendars, set your alarms, everybody. Every game of field.
May 14th.
Cool.
What is happening May 14th that they are stealing the spotlight of?
I don't even know.
No clue. Probably a new release of a menu item.
From what?
No, but it's
I
like
don't
the
know.
ultimate NFL is king moment. Like
If
no
only
matter
we,
what's going on May 14th.
Look
the
at that
biggest
bar
story
right
will be
there.
The NFL schedule.
tell me
release.
that bar doesn't look fucking
And the
awesome.
days leading up to it will be leaks about the schedule release.
Yes. I mean, we already know that
You know,
the Lions
like,
are
the
playing in
NFL
the
can just dominate the news.
Hall of Fame
Whatever.
game, so that'll be fun versus the good old Chargers.
Who
Yeah,
did-
that is. I hate when they do. I mean, I like when they do that stuff, but I also hate it because it's literally just to get every Michigan fan and everyone in the state of Michigan to watch that game.
Yeah, or go to it.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, hey, I would
And
make
it's a
that drive to
close- yeah,
Cleveland.
no, there are a lot of people that are going to go to that game.
Yeah, see Jimmy, see the Lions.
See
I
Jimmy
mean,
one more time in person.
yeah. I mean, I think the Chargers are going to be a very interesting team this year.
Go Bears.
This is I don't know.
Where do you think they're going? Because we have
I think this is gonna be the
Malik
most
Starks,
Overrated team in the NFL. I don't think the
Makeel
Bears
Starks,
are actually going to be that good this year.
Starks.
I think they'll go.
Oh, they they got a Detroit Lions grit.
Yeah,
Dan
someone
Campbell.
snuck in.
Someone snuck that in there. The Bears.
It's
I think
probably Malachi.
I'm excited for this rivalry this season. Like this is gonna be fun.
It's Malachi, if I had to guess. I hope, just for their sake. If they go receiver, it's stupid.
Oh,
Steve McMichael. Okay, what about Steve McNair? Pretty boy himself.
Yeah.
The worst team to ever win a Super Bowl. That Bears team.
The greatest defense of all time. though.
yeah.
Yeah, but that offense was horrific. Besides,
Hey,
Walter
defense
Payton.
wins championships.
They
Offense
played
wins
the
games.
worst team in the world in the Patriots, who were a wild card team. It was horrid.
Still one of the greatest defenses of all time. You
I'm
can't
not
argue
saying that. I'm just saying who they played was ass.
Well, sometimes crazier things happen.
Yeah. If they choose receiver, I'm sorry. This is a poverty franchise through and through if they do.
Really? So you think it's going back to poverty? Who do you think they should pick here?
Malachi Starks. Anything but receiver. Anything but receiver.
Okay, we have Starks going here, so I could see that.
If they do that, then it's okay. But
Only then.
as long as it's not receiver, you're fine. You drafted a receiver at the same position last year.
I wonder if the pick is elite.
Could they go tight end? Could they go Loveland?
They won't go Loveland if they do. It's going to be Warren if they do.
Well, I hate to mention it to you.
Oh, please.
Colson Loveland
No one's happy
to
about
Michigan.
it.
No one's happy about it. Those Bears fans are like, what are we doing?
Yeah, that's...
I mean, you need weapons for Justin Fields, obviously.
Justin
Or no,
Fields-
sorry,
I
Caleb
don't hate
Williams.
this pick at all.
I don't hate it at all. I mean, you need a blocking tight end. I think Loveland, he did a very good job at Michigan being one of
Look
their
at
only
this.
threats.
Wow.
Those are some big elk. Holy cow. That's a
That's a cool
crazy
hat.
live
Look how-
stream.
Yeah, no one's like...
Everyone's in
wow.
cowboy hats. I love this.
You see how no one even
No
said...
one moved.
No one's like, oh.
Everyone's like,
crap.
oh.
They did not show the correct part of the footage.
They did not. That was a mistake on ESPN.
What?
That confuses me because you need defense there. I mean, you have one of the worst passing
Is
defense
Michigan-
in the league.
Is Michigan tight end you
No.
over Iowa now?
Not even Iowa. Notre Dame. Or Penn State.
Is Michigan tight end you?
I would have to. I mean,
They're top three.
yeah,
They're top three.
top
for
three.
sure.
Okay,
they're
so
in that
we're-
conversation.
Okay, so...
If Ohio State's wide
Jake
receiver,
Butt,
you
Schoonmaker.
Jake Butt
Now-
literally was out of the league in 3 years.
Loveland.
Jake Butt got devastated injury. He was going to be a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
He was the nation's top tight end.
He was.
So
And
is-
Loveland.
So
the
is
nation's-
Loveland.
Yeah. And he's going to the Bears.
Makes my case.
Poverty franchise. Poverty
This
franchise.
is not... That's not... You don't need offense. You don't. You really don't.
The Bears just need something. I think
They
Loveland
need-
could be that.
oh, God.
Loveland's good in blocking.
Here's what I'm scared about. You know how no one picked up any big things? You got the 49ers right now who can choose whoever they want now.
Where do you think they're going? Because we have them a very interesting
Based on my
Pick.
my mock draft, this is not going the way I want it.
Kevin Bakes Jr.
Yeah, I had them going offensive tackle because the thing is, Teron Armstead has gotten old, and you need that. But you're not going tackle now.
You're not going tackle. Interesting.
Well, you can't because the guys that are up there aren't there anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, there's the celebration. Everyone's like,
Oh yeah. Now they show it and they're all clapping. He's like, God bless it. I wouldn't want to be a Bear. But I mean, obviously, you talk about a Ben Johnson, Sam Laporta, and that relationship there. The man likes tight ends. I think he runs a lot of his offense through tight ends. So it'll be very interesting to see how they utilize a great talent in Colson Loveland. I think this is I give it a B pick, grading maybe a C minus, maybe a BC in terms of Western Michigan grades. We don't do just A's and like B's and C's individually. We do B, C, A, B. It's the oddest thing ever. I don't understand it, but go Broncos, nevertheless. So, I have a question for
He's
you.
a rodeo man.
The
Look at that. That's crazy.
the draft is made players, and sometimes you get those 6-round picks that go on to go win Super Bowls and whatnot. What draft pick number overall, round and pick was Tom Brady in the NFL draft?
6,199.
Okay. A little trivia there for you tonight.
6 and 199.
Okay. How many Ohio State players have been drafted
And overall?
overall?
89.
In the first round or overall? Because overall.
Overall, 89.
89. Well, this year alone, they're predicted 15.
217.
You're going higher. Okay. Interesting. Way higher. Way higher.
1,453.
Nope, way lower. Okay. Close. Close. It's in between 500 and 450.
475.
Nope. 489
Wow.
all time have been selected in the NFL draft.
I was gonna say,
This
I feel like-
includes a record-breaking 91 first-round picks, most notably the first program to reach 90 picks overall. First-round picks overall. So, yeah, I mean, Ohio State has obviously developed a lot of good players. And, as much as I hate to say that, I think they have a very good program down there. I think Ryan Day surprised me a lot this year by winning the national championship.
Yeah, but it kind of turned into like the NIL pay.
So, Terrion McMillan's off the board, so he's not going to the Dallas Cowboys. Do you see Tyler Warren moving up to San Francisco?
No.
Do you see a Jaheed Campbell moving up to San Francisco?
At this point, that or Mike Green.
Okay, so you think, wow, I think Mike Green's fallen all the way out of the
What do you
first
think
round.
is their biggest position?
Biggest position need? I mean,
Defensive line.
yeah, D tackle.
Yeah, and now who?
You're looking at D tackle. You're looking at Kenneth Grant.
He's not going that high. There's no way. There's no way he's going that high.
I mean, that's the best D tackle we have.
Walter Nolan.
Or Walter Nolan. Yeah, my bad. I missed his name.
I don't
The
know.
Cardinal. He could
I don't
jump
know.
up a few picks. It's going to be interesting here. Again, Jalen Walker, best available,
I wouldn't
best
be,
fit.
I would
Will
not
Johnson.
be surprised.
Will Johnson, baby.
I would not be surprised if it is Jalen Campbell or Jalen Walker. I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised. I'm just,
Pat, you want to take this?
Sure.
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. Like this confuses me. If I'm being honest, this really does confuse me. Like
It does. You were confused by this?
a little bit. I don't know. Pat, I don't know. I don't know
I do not know.
because
I really don't like. I'm not the biggest on any of the remaining defensive linemen, and I think that being their biggest need,
well,
it's really hard to trade up for a defensive lineman unless you're trading up for like a record-breaking defensive end. You don't trade.
they
up for
don't
a guy
need
like
much.
Jason
If I'm
Graham.
being honest, they receiver sure because
They
they,
really
trade
could
Debo.
use a good quarterback.
Yeah, but you can get him
And
another
like
round.
I understand you have Purdy.
You can get another one. You can get like Tyler Show or
Yeah.
Milrow if you have to later rounds. I'm just more surprised.
Like I really do like Purdy, and I think he's a very good quarterback and continue to be. I just think you want to get someone to challenge him a little bit more and actually put a little.
Put
pressure
Tyler
on
Show
him.
in then.
Yeah.
I would go later on. But here's what I'm confused about. Some of these picks are confusing me beyond confused. Like, Bears didn't need to go tight end. They really didn't. Loveland would have been a great fit to, what is it? God. I don't know. Let's see what 49ers choose.
Shout out the military real quick.
Yeah. Always shout out the military.
I don't know. Don't
You
look.
don't know about shouting out the military?
No, I'm saying
Yeah.
don't look up. I don't know who they're gonna.
Don't look. Why should I not
I
look?
just got the notification. I'm not gonna say it though. Okay.
You know
Okay.
what?
I'm not-
I like that.
mean, we
That's
were
a
saying
good
the whole time
pickup.
They need defensive linemen.
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't.
It's not my favorite pick in the world, but I totally understand it. I get the pick. With
Yeah.
where you're at on the board, with who's available,
The fact you're the Niners and you can get where you want is not.
he was probably the best defensive lineman available.
I would agree. Mike
So-
Green's great, but I don't think he'd fit their system.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
the-
I understand the pick.
I do too. I do too. I don't know. The world, it's interesting. He's a great player, and I mean, this is interesting.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't
Mic
know.
dropped.
Mike drop.
He's a big. Look how big he
Yeah.
is, though. 6'5", 260 at linebacker.
Yeah, he's a big guy. Physical, obviously. I think he's,
It's a great pick if you're San Fran. I'm just a little surprised. All right, Dallas. I think I know where this is going. If Dallas knows what they're doing right now, you have to pick us in.
you know,
have to
the pro comp is a Travion Walker.
Oh.
Trayvon Walker.
Oh,
So
that's a horrible comp.
who do you think he's more compared to?
I don't know. I haven't watched much about him, but I don't
Okay.
like that Trayvon Walker comp because Trayvon Walker was supposed to be good, but
Yeah. The Cowboys pick is in. Where do you think the boys are going?
If they're smart, there's one player and one player only they need.
Who?
Matthew Golden.
Mm,
You need
okay.
someone to complement CD. Because CD obviously takes a lot of attention on. If you can take someone that takes the attention away from CD,
Yeah, you can really diversify your offense. But I mean, I don't think, would it be crazy to say that Dak Prescott isn't the guy?
a little bit. If that's the case, you can get Dak literally replacement for Dak later in the rounds. Remember,
Yeah.
Dak was also a third round pick.
So, do you think there's going to be any more quarterbacks selected in this round? Because Shador Sanders has not been picked.
And he's
You
not-
think he can be a Dallas Cowboy?
No.
Well, Jerry Jones is on the phone
If
right
Jerry
now.
does that, it's gonna.
Jerry,
please.
senile Jerry, please pick Shador.
No,
Please
they
pick
don't
Shador.
need it.
I know they don't. It'd just be funny. It'd be wild.
It'd be the most Jerry pick ever.
It would be. Cam Scadabel, they need a running back.
You could pick Cam up in the second and third round.
Okay.
This draft class is loaded with talent.
And it's unclear, where these, because usually you get a clear first overall. And generally, you can say all these things, but all right, the pick is in. Who is they picking up? Interesting. Guard Tyler Booker, Alabama. I mean, I can see that. You need protection with Dak. You got Zach Martin retiring, so you need to fill that position. I think guard, especially with the guys you have.
What?
Evan, you're so confused.
I am very confused.
Do you think this is a bad pick?
I get offensive line, but what?
Yeah, interesting. Interesting to say the least. I wouldn't have went there, but
What? The fact Golden's dropping is a little confusing and a little concerning to me. If he goes to the Dolphins,
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill, Jalen
Golden.
Waddle, Golden. Dear God.
Well, then you have a broken quarterback still, and it's Tua Tagovailoa.
If Tua can just toss it to you, you're fine at the end.
They need an offensive lineman. If they don't go
That's what
offensive
I'm
line
saying.
here,
They
it's
can't.
gonna-
They can't though because Booker just went.
I mean, they can go offensive lineman.
Who? Who, please?
A tackle,
Who? I don't have them.
Josh Simmons from Ohio State.
Yeah.
I think you need an offensive lineman or a center or a guard here.
You have depth there though.
No, but you need a day one fringe starter that can really, because
You have
the
Terrence
problem.
Armstead. You're fine. This is so weird.
I mean, where would you go if you're the Dolphins? We have the Dolphins picking up
Malachi Starks, honestly.
Okay,
At this
so
point, Malachi Starks.
Starks is the best.
That's where I'm going now because this is weird. Okay, yeah, this draft is not where I wanted it.
Interesting. Where'd you want it?
Okay, Jerry. Okay, I don't know.
Jerry Jones. I compare Jerry Jones to Joe Biden and just give him, the phone and say, hey, Jerry, do this. Everyone else is making
Look at
the
the Dallas
rules.
Cowboy fans. They're like, huh?
Yeah, they're so confused. They have no idea what to do. Oh, I feel bad for Cowboys Nation. I really do. I have pity. I have pity for them. I really.
I mean, I
don't.
get it. You're
I,
in the NFC East, but what?
I do not care about. Yeah,
I don't know.
it will be interesting to see kind of what.
I question it. I'll say this. I question it.
So, there's been time taken off the board here. Do you think they're gonna move this pick?
No, I don't think they'll move it, but I don't know.
Okay.
This is, I mean,
You think they can go Mike Green?
they could.
You think if Mike Green falls to Detroit, we should pick him?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Yeah, absolutely.
So it'd be Mike Green, Aiden Hutchinson. Do you think Mike Green's a day one starter?
No, but he can mentor under Zadarius Smith or Hutch, and
Well, we got rid of Darius
no,
Smith.
you didn't. You re-signed him. Didn't you? I thought you just
I'm
resigned.
90% sure.
I thought you just resigned. If I'm not mistaken. If you're Miami, you're not going tight end. You might go linebacker. I don't know.
Yeah, Detroit released Zarius Smith on March 9th.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, maybe Detroit is going to pick up Mike Green. People have been saying, don't do that. Marshall isn't
It's not. Well, here's the
uh,
thing.
in a
This-
viable Power 5 conference, and it's
So
it's
what?
untested, unproven.
So then, to your point, what about Genty?
Genty's a different level, though. His
understand
consistency,
that, but what
he
about
broke
Genty?
records. He broke
Correct.
records.
So Mike Green did too for mid conference.
It's a little different, though. Boise's on, I would say, a little bit above, or maybe a lot above, Marshall in terms of quality of play and who they play.
Who is Marshall's best opponent? Let's look at that real
All
quick.
right, let's look that up.
I'm not discounting you. I'm a little confused. Like, so this draft hasn't. It's been interesting. It's been very interesting, if I'll be honest. McMillan to the Panthers was confusing.
Yeah, no,
I don't know.
definitely.
I don't know. Chat, what do we say? I don't know. Colson Loveland to the Bears made no sense. Michael Williams, makes sense if you really want to go there. I mean, I don't know. The Tyler Booker thing confuses the shit out of me. I know you need a guard, but the offensive line is pretty set. I don't know. I really don't know. And Tyler Warren's going to the Colts, unless the Dolphins pick him.
Louisiana Tech. That's their best.
Who?
Marshall Thundering Herd.
Yeah, I was gonna say they didn't play many. But
No, they really. I mean, they played. Wait. Play Ohio State. Never mind.
I was gonna say
Yeah, no, I thought Ohio State likes to beat up on smaller
they
schools.
always do. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
At least Michigan doesn't do that.
You did in years past.
Yeah, we did.
You guys, the reason you made the net is because you had the easiest schedule on Planet fucking.
Okay, all right, Pat, get the mic. I want to hear what you have to say about that comment.
Easiest.
Really? Okay.
Easiest schedule.
The reason we won the national championship is because we cheated.
No.
Bingo.
We had the greatest team ever assembled.
Yeah. We were discussing this on
Connor
the show
Stallions
too.
is laughing and loving that.
Connor Stallions is a genius. I don't give
He
a
literally
shit
just-
what anyone else
I don't give
says.
a fuck if he did everything they say he did. Every other team does that. He just got caught.
He was a
Yeah.
dumbass.
All right, what does the people out there think? Comment below. Did Michigan cheat? Is that the reason why they won the national championship? We'd love to hear your
Asterisk.
thoughts.
Because think about it
There's
this
no
way.
asterisk. Come
Think
on.
about it this way. If Texas won
Clown
that
show
game
over
against
here.
Washington,
Yeah.
Cammy,
Oh no, we're good.
Camera,
We're good, dude.
are you sure?
Yes, I'm 90% positive.
Okay.
90% positive.
I'm just
is
confused because
almost
did
there.
go black.
Oh, no. Battery level low. That's what it's giving me. I thought I plugged this in.
I'm just making sure.
There we go. Okay. Little technical difficulties. Sorry there, folks.
Anyway,
We're back.
um,
Better than ever.
Golden at 5 is the best available. Field Yates, what? Tyler Warren's probably going to the Colts. That's my hope. Why they're so high on Will Johnson, I don't know.
Yeah.
I could see Warren here.
Sorry for the
Why?
technical difficulties.
Miami
Camera almost
got
died.
defense.
Okay, so then what?
Okay, the pick is in.
I don't know. I don't.
You
I'm
don't.
worried. I'm
You
scared.
worry.
A little bit. I don't know about you.
Well, let's see what their
Someone's
needs
getting a
are.
call in the background. Who's that? Is that Warren?
No.
Someone's getting a call in the background from a coach.
What did I say earlier? What?
Call
This is
one
exactly
second.
what I said. This is exactly what I said happens here. They needed
I think it's.
line play.
Then that Warren's not going to be your help.
I'm not saying Warren.
Then what are you saying?
You'll see in a second. It's already on an ESPN's DraftCast, so I have a little foresight here. But I kind of called this. We said defense, and Kenneth Grant is going to Miami.
Amazing pick.
That's a great pick.
That's fine. That's better than what I thought.
I like his suit. That's a sick suit.
Kenneth Grant. Interesting.
Yeah, I think that's they needed help up front, obviously, defensively, and I think that's a great pickup for them. He's very physical, obviously. Oh wow, he started an offensive line and defensive line in high school. Interesting.
Pick is in. It's Warren. It's Warren.
So you think this is an easy pick for them?
I mean, that's what you need.
Fair.
It's what you need.
Fair.
Because think about it this way: you have Pittman. I forget who your other guy is. You got JT. Depends who you got.
Wow,
who
he's
you want.
6'3", 331 pounds. That's a big boy right there.
Big chunk.
I mean, he also is a run. He's a run stopper. He can run with the best.
It's
of
not
them.
bad. I'm not opposed to the pick. I'm
No.
just a little. So now, Colson not Loveland. Who is it? Golden dropping.
Yeah, this is very interesting. That we thought a lot more
All right.
receivers.
So
would be
where's
off the
Golden
board
going though? Oh, I think I know where Golden.
He could go to the Colts.
No, they don't need receiver.
Tight end, you think?
Mm-hmm. That's what they need.
Okay.
They
I can
need
see
it.
that. They're saying right here, obviously, they've been saying Jalen Walker for the past
They don't-
hour. The best fit, obviously, is Tyler Warren.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you're going to be right on this, Evan.
I hope.
Could you imagine if they go something absurd,
Here's the thing. Jim
a
Irsay,
quarterback or something? That'd be
No.
kind of crazy.
No, Jim Irsay is a knowledgeable when it comes to GM.
Okay.
And who is it? Am I blanking on the name? Look up who the GM is of the Colts.
Okay. I can do that.
Irsay and who is
The
it?
GM of the Colts.
Irsay and
Chris Ballard.
Chris
Yeah,
Ballard
Chris
is a
Ballard.
genius. I don't see him going odd.
Okay.
I really don't.
No oddities.
The pick
This
for
is
AR-15 was everyone was like,
So-
it's so bad. The dude was just so unproven.
A few years ago, when it was the COVID draft, did they do the first 2 rounds in the first night?
I don't remember.
Because I remember doing this way back when for 3 hours. And this is we're already at pick 14, and I mean, we're basically halfway done. So we've been here, we started at 7:45 and it's 9:38.
It's good that's moving. It needs.
It is, because that was one of my biggest complaints last year and the years prior, is that these drafts can get so long and so just boring at
Who
times.
is it? Yup.
Tyler Warren.
That's such
That's
a
a
great pick.
smart pick. That's an A+ pick there for.
You need it. All you need,
for the
because here's
Colts.
the thing. You need that help, because here's the thing. That will help either AR-15 or whoever, or Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Probably AR-15. But
Yeah.
look at this.
That's kind of cool. He competed in the Little League World Series.
The man's an athlete. The man's
Yeah.
an athlete.
That's sick.
I love this pick. It's very well. And here's where I think Will Johnson's probably going to go now.
Okay, so you think he's going to help out the new quarterback at Atlanta? We saw him a little last year.
Quarterback. Remember,
Quarterback, yeah.
Will Johnson's a corner.
Quarterback.
I know, but
Oh, I thought we were. I thought you were saying the Texas product wide receiver was going to.
Golden. No, the Falcons don't need offensive help. They really don't.
So you think Will Johnson
'Cause
is
you got
going
Pitts,
to?
you got Drake London, you got I forget who
Yeah.
the other one is.
No, you had Jahir Campbell going to the Falcons.
I could also see it too.
What were your reasoning behind that?
Their defense is good. They just need outside presence.
Okay, so
But
that's
they-
why the Will
but
Johnson.
they
That's why the
also
Jahir
would
Campbell.
benefit
Okay.
also from a corner as well.
Okay, it says right now they need an edge, a D tackle, corner, safety, or wide receiver. They could go Golden. He's still on the board. I think.
Golden's probably going to go to a team that it's going to be sneaky, scary, insane. If I'm honest.
Now
Or-
here's the thing: if Golden falls to the Lions, you pick him. You then market out
A trade.
a trade for what's his face, the drama queen himself in Detroit.
Oh, come on.
J-Mo, no.
You get rid of JMO. I mean,
You're thinking of getting rid of JMO? I don't
if you
think
pick
so.
up Golden, if you pick up a wide receiver, I don't know why you would do it. But what that says to me, I mean, and what Detroit, I mean, was it the media probably propagating this? Maybe. But, Pat, what do you honestly think of JMO? Do you think he's a guy that we can sign along with Amon-Ra, along with Hutch, along with Penei Sewell, along with Jahmyr Gibbs, along with Monk? We have a lot of guys.
Well,
and
how many more years do we have of Amon-Ra? Yeah, he's a great receiver, but he's not
I think-
young.
Yeah, let me look up his contract real quick, because I do not know off the top
What,
of my
is he
head.
28 now? I mean, he still has some great years left.
He just
Don't
signed
get
an
me wrong.
extension, I believe. Yeah, he just signed a 4-year extension, $120 million.
How old is he?
He is 25.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then I'm completely wrong.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to sign Hutch.
Well, yeah, no, the thing is re-signing these guys and keeping them around. The thing is, the cap will only go up.
Yeah,
You have to keep players in order to win.
yeah, but
Hopefully these guys take slight hometown deals to keep everyone together.
yeah, and one of my things is that I don't think JMO will be that guy to do that. I think he's like, pay me or, get the F out. You know what I mean? I think it's really just a very selfish mindset. We've seen it because, like, you think about the off-field trouble and the stuff that he's caused. Like, it's just unneeded publicity the Lions get from him. And
You could
it's...
say that he is a gambler.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect way to put it. He's a gambler, but as the Falcons break it down here, who do you think they're going? Because I could see them going Golden. I could see them going Jahir Campbell, or, as Evan said earlier, a Will Johnson. Where do you see them going here? Obviously, you could put many
Will
puzzle
Johnson
pieces
is
together.
definitely projected to be off a lot of people's boards by now.
Yes.
So I think any team that really needs a good defensive back
Yeah.
can now take Will Johnson, and no one's going to say they're reaching by any means.
No.
Yeah.
I would agree.
My thing is that Will Johnson's been out of football for some time, taking almost a year off at the University of Michigan. Can a guy like Will, obviously he stayed in shape, but just not seeing live action, live reps. When you're out of football, injured,
He did have a lot of
Injured.
quality playing time. though.
He
had
did.
Many years of great football.
he did. But the thing is like you've seen it when you lose a step, when you're injured like that.
Injured.
Can you get back in it quickly? And
Here's what's interesting.
I think it,
they're taking a while. They're taking a while.
Yeah, they are. It's almost the clock's almost over. It's 2 minutes left.
Which isn't a bad thing.
No, it's just a bad thing for my sleep schedule.
What do you mean?
But that's about it. I don't get any sleep. I'm a nocturnal animal.
I know you.
I'm Batman.
So you're an orphan?
No,
I was gonna say.
Little orphan Annie.
no. I just stay up all night. Nah. Oh dear Lord. Well, this has been an interesting draft. What do you guys rate the drama, like as far as picks, the unexpected stuff so far? Where do you guys think this is rating in your like most memorable draft nights of your lifetime?
Very unmemorable.
Very unmemorable.
Yeah, it's not a great draft. I mean, it's still a draft. It's still the draft.
What do you think the most outrageous pick has been so far?
Tyler Booker to the Cowboys?
Okay.
No. I'll go Colson Loveland going to
I'll
the
go
Bears.
trading up to get Travis Hunter. I think that's a crazy move, selling out your future.
Yeah, they.
Yeah, that
really-
is.
They really.
Uncertain pick.
I think Terrion McMillan to the Panthers.
Yeah, that too.
I think it was a reach. I don't think it like outrageously like they needed a wide receiver, but like
You could have gotten Golden.
I think Terrion McMillan's better than Golden.
If you're talking physical, but they.
You
don't
need
know.
a deep threat. You trust.
Yeah, if you're talking deep threat, that's Golden. McMillan's not a deep threat. He's a jump ball guy.
Well, yeah,
I don't know.
but they're comparing Terrion McMillan to
Who? Where they go?
Calvin Johnson.
Calvin was a physical one-on-one guy. That's the thing.
But he was also, because of that, a deep threat.
He wasn't speed though.
Calvin had a lot of speed.
But that's what he wasn't known for.
No, he was known for the jump ball, but like you obviously trust Bryce Young and his creativity outside the pocket. You need a one-on-one guy, and the ability to get a wide receiver open is something that I think, with Terrion there, he really can open the door for that.
I don't know. I mean, some of these picks have been weird. We'll see.
I do agree. Let's see about this pick here.
I'll
and let's
say
see if
last
it's
year's
weird.
was worse when it comes to
Yeah.
shit. Last year's
Well,
JJ didn't need to go that high. You could have got JJ a little bit later and traded down. You're fine
I think JJ McCarthy's going to surprise a lot of people this year.
if he doesn't get hurt.
I don't think he'll get hurt. But one of the things also along with this is that I think one of the most outrageous kind of pickups in all of NFL drafts was Jaden Daniels. Or not Jaden Daniels, Josh, who am I thinking of?
It's Josh.
The guy who's the quarterback at Indiana now, who got traded from the Giants.
Oh, Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones,
Yeah.
thank you. There's so many. I think that pickup by the Giants was outrageously stupid.
No, he went to the Colts.
Ah.
I don't know. I think the next quarterback that's going to get off the board, if I'm being honest, might be Pittsburgh.
Might be Pittsburgh. Okay.
That's what they're saying right now.
That's okay. Interesting.
I don't know.
It will be interesting to see kind of how this unfolds moving forward here, but yeah,
I don't know. I really don't know. How many people do we have watching?
about 3.
It's not
It's
terrible.
consistently all night though.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It is Thursday night.
It is the Thursday night, the NFL draft. There's a lot of other things going on. Let's see if the Pistons won.
Nothing on ESPN has posted anything yet. so-
No, so I'm scared. It's 112 to 105 with 59 seconds left in the fourth. The Pistons drop a game at home to the Knicks. Let's see the major issues here.
Turnovers probably.
Well, they shot abysmal, 35% from field goals. And then, yeah, they had 13 turnovers. Can't be doing that. That's what kills you as a team.
Falcons choose.
Who are they picking here?
Okay.
Jalen Walker.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I'm not surprised. I'm
not
actually not surprised.
I actually like that pickup. That's a decent pickup right there by them.
Your TV just went wonky.
Oh, because I sat on the remote. Well, we have no idea what they're doing now.
No, it's just celebration.
But no, what do you think of that pickup?
It doesn't surprise me.
Doesn't surprise you?
No, not really. I mean, I can't say it's a bad pick because it's not.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like they could have gone other ways if they really needed to.
Yeah, I really do think that, hopefully that works out for them. Obviously, you said they needed that outside presence. Will Johnson, and then
It would just help them.
Walker as well. I do agree.
I think it was best player available, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. So I asked this question earlier. We're kind of getting into the later round of the picks here, getting into basically almost the halfway mark. Where do you see Shedeur going? Do you think he's going tonight, or do you think he's going to have to wait till tomorrow?
Is there a team remaining that just really needs a quarterback? 'Cause
It's-
I'm
Pittsburgh's my
you get to
only
the
team.
later half of the draft, and there really isn't those teams.
It'd be Pittsburgh, if anything.
Yeah,
But,
I just don't think that Pittsburgh would take on Shedeur.
no,
Like,
Yeah.
they're not. Mike Tomlin is too smart for that.
right.
I think he could fall to the second round,
I think he'll be an early second, if anything.
unless Arizona. But I think they like Kyler Murray.
Even though he plays too much Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
The man's statistically better when he's on a Call of Duty grind than when he's not.
Right. I don't know.
What do you think of this kid, Manning? I mean, obviously they're doing a Jalen Walker highlight reel, but what do you think of the Manning
We'll have to
nephew?
see how he plays this year. If he can beat up on Ohio State, the kid's going to be a great NFL prospect.
Okay.
Yeah.
If Ohio State gives him problems, and
Yeah.
maybe, but I think this will be a really nice. I think it'll be good. I don't know. I really don't know. Oh, there's a who will be first pick next on your ESPN thing.
Yeah. I think it's going to be Walter Nolan out of Ole Miss.
Yeah, he jumped up boards high.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals also their last need is a D tackle. They really need an edge or a wide receiver or a cornerback. Could you see Will Johnson going to Cardinals?
I really could. I think they could
Pittsburgh-
easily take a defensive pick here.
You need to, because think about it this way: you're in a very high-powered offense conference.
Yeah,
You've got Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua for sure.
yeah.
Brandon Ayuk, and then what is it?
Well, they're selecting him. They're letting him know.
Who's the?
They are letting him know.
Who went to Seattle's? Doesn't have DK, so I don't know who they have receiver. Seattle might go receiver. I didn't think about that. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Golden might go to Seattle at this point.
Okay.
They need receiver at this point
Yeah.
because Golden's not off the board. So
You could. Yeah. Kyler Murray needs a weapon. The pick is in.
no, not Kyler Murray.
Oh.
Whoever from
I
Seattle.
thought the big hat trend would die by now. I'm not
I thought it
gonna lie.
would too.
It only comes out for like the draft and super big events like that. But
I mean,
really
a
thought
lot
it
of fans wear it to games,
yeah,
which I think is annoying because like seeing over them is nearly impossible.
yes.
Who will it be?
So they're saying best available is Will Johnson,
They
and then
said
best
that for
fit.
everyone.
Well, they were saying Jalen Walker.
I know, but Will Johnson. Oh,
Could they go Walter Nolan and get a D tackle? They
they
obviously,
should.
need D line help. They need a guard or offensive tackle as well. I mean, we got some guys on the board here still, like a Josh Simmons that arguably could fit into that room right there. He is a good tackle from Ohio State, battle tested and proven, won a national championship. What do you guys think if they go tackle here? You think that's a good pickup?
It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, they went tackle last year. I don't know. I don't know.
It'll be interesting to see here.
It's hard to go back to back offensive line.
It is. It really is. Unless
Especially for your fan base, unless there's a really good guy.
right.
Yeah.
And both of them are gone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought the NFL schedule was already released.
This man is slumped.
Yeah, he's tired.
Jahade Barron was projected high too. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's
It
very.
wouldn't surprise me if Barron went. I know we haven't talked about him yet, but I wouldn't be surprised. He is the better of the two DBs when it comes to him and whatnot. But
Well, I kind of called it.
we'll see though.
ESPN. Why is the telecast? Why is
We're
the?
on We're on ABC. We're not on ESPN.
Well, no, I know we're on. It's the NFL Draft on ABC by ESPN. Why is it on ESPN.com? I can see these picks like this, and I can't see it this way in production.
That I couldn't tell you.
Like that's the most annoying thing because if I could just watch this on here and talk about it. We don't even have to watch this.
Yeah.
Which I mean, this is half the fun,
Right.
but I really do think that
They did take
they
Walter
take
Nolan.
Walter Nolan. I like that.
All right. Yeah, especially filling in a need. I don't hate it.
Yeah,
It doesn't. It doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't.
I
He jumped up boards. I mean, I thought he was gonna be at least.
He had a very impressive combine.
That yeah. I don't know. I mean, he describes his skill set as next Aaron Donald.
very well could be. Very
Good.
well could be.
Good. All right, Cincy. You're going corner here. You need
So you're going Will Johnson.
Jahade Barron.
Look at
Jahade
Fair
Barron.
enough.
Okay, I could see that too.
Jesus, big boy.
They're also saying James Pierce Jr. at Tennessee. ESPN's whack with these
I
predictions.
can see.
They have not been right once all night. I'm just gonna.
I could see it though. If I'm being honest, I could see it.
Yeah. They give that grade a 90 overall. Let's see some of the wacky grades.
Yeah, check the grades on that shit because some of these will be interesting. All right, start from.
He gets off the line.
So they say best available on the clock overall is Will Johnson, then Jalen Boran, Derek Harmon, James Pierce, Maxwell.
Derek Harmon used to be a Spartan.
He did, and then he transferred to a much better institution,
Yeah.
University of Oregon.
Either way, dude. I mean, the fact, still Michigan State product.
Yeah. God, Michigan State, what a poverty. Speaking of poverty franchises.
We're up and coming. The only reason why you guys are back to relevancy is because you paid Bryce Underwood under the table plenty of money. Plenty.
This guy, the little
I
brother,
think there was
the
enough
little.
money over the table.
Yeah, there was. He doesn't need under the table money. They
It took
just
to
straight
the
up.
last day, and then he's like, "Oh, by the way, I'm gonna flip." No one. He's been committed for 2 years to LSU, and then he's like,
Everyone knew he was gonna flip.
Yeah, everyone knew. Everyone and their dog knew.
"Yeah," because people were like, "Oh, Portnoy's gonna give you some money." This rich Asian chick, no undisclosed name.
Oh, I thought she was a Michigan grad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying an undisclosed Asian Michigan grad. Was like,
Yeah.
"Here,
Larry
take-"
Ellison's wife, man.
Yeah.
Good lord.
I mean, hey, you gotta pay those bills. I mean, you look at like an Ohio State. They had a very successful squad. What'd they do? They paid their players. They went above and beyond.
$24 million on a roster.
And
they
for
did.
national championship.
Congratulations, Ohio State fans. You bought a national championship. Still a laughing stock. You couldn't beat
Still
Michigan
lost
with
to
that. Yeah, I mean, I remember tweeting that out. We were watching the game here, and Stryker was here, one of my good buddies, a big Ohio State junkie. I tweeted out rage bait, and the amount of people that responded saying, "Fuck you, Michigan, Walmart, Wolverine bullshit," and I'm like, guys, it's not gonna work on me. You're just salty because you know I'm right.
I'm
There you
just
go.
saying it.
Yeah,
That roster
Follow
was
our
built.
Twitter, by the way.
Exactly.
I'm on Twitter. Yeah, I think it got over 1,000 views. Honestly, it was kind of nuts. Kind of a nuts moment for me.
I don't know. One will only know.
Yep, but the pick is in for the Bengals. I think they're going Will Johnson. I really do think that's a smart choice for them. Being in the division of football they are in, Will Johnson
They need
makes
some
sense here.
defensive help,
You
too.
do. I mean,
I mean, they really need defensive help. How many games does Joe Burrow need to score? He had an MVP season, and their defense just. If I was Joe Burrow, I would beat the shit out of their defense team. Like,
well, I
all
mean,
their
I think he is in practice, and I think that's why they're so bad. Because when you get a quarterback like Joe Burrow, and you get the combination of him and his college teammate, it's just like it's crazy what they can do on the field. I think a lot of that does happen. I think,
Speaking of dominance, my Leafs up
Yeah.
3-0.
dude, I tell you, they're gonna sweep them.
One in overtime. Another overtime game. Matty Nyes showed up and scored a hattie.
That's impressive.
That's what we need. That's what we need
Yeah.
if we want to win the cup. I don't know. If you are the Bengals, you gotta go defense though. You gotta go defense if you are Cincinnati. You have the offense, you're fine.
Yep.
You just need the defensive help. Because that was the one thing that they struggled most with and why they...
Now, we had Will Johnson going all the way down to Tampa. Why did you put him there? Any specific reason of that
Because
coaching
I thought
staff?
Jahade Barron was already going to be off the board.
Okay, so you think they're going Jahade Barron here?
I would assume so.
Okay.
Will Johnson, the thing is, he's a taller physical thing.
Yes.
You don't, if you're Cincinnati, you really don't need a tall physical cornerback because with that division, it's not really a big, tall receiving division.
Okay.
Your big, tall receivers in that division are on your own team.
Yeah.
The AFC, I mean, doesn't really have the big receivers, if that makes sense. It's the NFC that has the big, tall, physical receivers.
Definitely. I mean, I do think it's going to be interesting to see kind of what transpires here. I think, go either way. Will Johnson or, the guy you were mentioning. I think it's going to be Jahade Barron. I mean, my thing with Will is that, and the reason why I think he's going to fall all the way to Tampa is because of the fact that we haven't seen him in a year. Like Pat was saying, he did have some good plays. He did have, some quality experience in that national championship run. But when you haven't seen a guy for a year, play on the field for basically a year, that it's going to really weigh on you. And I think that's why he's falling to where we see him
It also
falling.
rubs teams the wrong way when you purposefully sit out.
Yeah, and I mean, that can be argued that, like, yes, you could see him not doing that, and he was actually injured. But if so, then why? Like, then is he injury prone? I think that begs the question there. I really do think it comes down to obviously best fit and culture here. Both guys are solid options.
Yeah.
The pick is in, so we'll see where they go.
I don't know.
If they go wide receiver, I'm gonna go crazy.
I don't think they will. Where they go, let's see.
All right.
Oh my God.
Wow.
The big boy himself. Holy fuck.
Did not see this. We were talking about cornerbacks. I can see an edge though.
I told you.
Oh, I think I know why they're doing this, if I'm being honest.
Why?
Trey Hendrickson's on a contract year.
I can see that.
But what the
That's
I
a
like
good
that.
pick. I
love the pick. It's just not where I want
Got
it.
some attitude. I like that. But it's interesting that we had Mike Green going at 8, and you talk about defensive edge rushers. You say he's the next great Marshall product besides Randy Moss to kind of come out
This
of
is
Marshall.
an interesting pick.
Yes,
This is,
I like it. He's got attitude. Wow, that's a crazy picture right there. He looks. I mean, obviously,
the dude is a tank.
yeah. Dang, and he could dunk too. That's explosiveness right there.
Played basketball and football in high school. Jeez.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I wonder what his deadlift is now. Let's look that up.
Deadlifting at more than 600 in high school. Biggie boy. 6'5", 265.
I squatted more than 600 in high school.
Yeah,
Big boy.
Squatted.
that's
Ash
crazy.
probably could squat more than you. I'm sorry.
Ashton, yes.
No, Ash.
Oh.
Zach's girlfriend.
Well, for comparatively to body weight, you were like 300 pounds in high school. You were a big offensive lineman. You were going.
No, but what
You're
I'm
going to go
saying
to a D2
the
school.
fact Ash squats as much as Pop and I currently right now. It is scary.
Yeah. I'm still at 315 though.
I think she's at 350 if I'm not mistaken.
That's crazy.
Yeah, clearly it's like okay, I can go 300. But then we got our homeboy's girlfriend squatting 350.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
But
All
look
right.
at
Well,
The
now.
comparisons are to Miles Garrett. Yeah,
Yeah, I could see that very
Yeah.
much so.
same everything. Oh, look at his 40.
That is a
That's-
dangerous man.
The
Yeah.
dude's friggin'
A 4'5'9", 40.
At the defensive.
defensive
Yeah.
end.
I mean, obviously Miles Garrett is a little heavier,
That's a guy you can
but
drop back into coverage.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah.
He can easily cover a tight end.
Now-
That's scary. The ability
I
that
love
a defensive
that.
coordinator
I
has
actually
to-
like that pick a
Yeah.
lot more than I think about it.
Oh, I love that.
I wanted him to
I-
go to
I really
Detroit
like
though.
that.
I wanted
wow, interesting. They gave it a 89.
Yeah.
That
but
grade,
here's
Yeah,
the
but-
no, I really. I think
because they wanted him to play
needed
first.
defensive help,
Yeah.
and he feels like he's a very fast, electric defensive lineman.
I wanted him to go to Detroit, if I'm honest.
I think
Because think about
I
it this
think
way,
Detroit's
you
gonna
don't
pick
like
Mike Green. I think Detroit's gonna pick Mike Green. Sadly, I don't
Don't
like
be
it.
sad about that. You want that.
I don't like unproven players. Hutch was proven. Hutch was tested. A lot of,
Understandably so,
I understand taking
The
risks.
Thanos chain goes crazy hard.
What?
His dad.
He's got the Thanos chain on.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. Let's see here. Oh my lord,
Big Papa himself.
that's crazy.
His dad, you can see. Mark. Oh. That is fire. That's fire.
Yeah, no, wow, it's a custom piece. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Shermer is an insane.
I didn't know he was at Miami.
He chose Miami first and then chose not to.
Interesting. Well, the pick is in for the Seahawks. They need wide receiver, they need offensive guard. All the
they're
way
gonna
through
go
tackle.
Everything
Golden.
points to Golden.
Everything points to Golden. Okay.
You need to
That was
respect.
an insane interview.
Yeah, that was. That was kind of
Some-
crazy.
Your son chose a different school. Now you are Thanos.
Yeah, that's.
And a snap of a finger.
Yeah, stab of fingers in the NFL.
Oh,
that
man.
hurts.
That's.
I'll say this. That was an awesome pick.
I really do hope that like
Great pick.
memes for that player is I am inevitable, and then snaps. What?
Don't look, Poppy. I just saw it too. Don't look. We'll see.
Huh?
Apparently, Pop's.
Excuse me? What? I mean, I get the pick, but like, you need it. Oh my lord, this is so interesting. This is. Out of all the people you could have picked.
How about you? We're getting out. Which saves me with the picks here.
Oh
Why
god.
Did I say that?
I want to hear the reaction by the fans here.
Wow.
Yeah, this is
Wow.
why I reacted the way I
Can we
did.
hear the coverage on this for a second?
Yes.
Yeah, you keep it on low volume.
Yeah, keep it on low ball. Interesting. I have a buddy on the Seahawks currently right now, who I played against in high school. Anthony Bradford out of Muskegon.
Wow.
I love the Catan.
What's
As an offensive lineman myself, I love Catan.
Here's-
That's a great shout out to the game.
rented 250 acres of land to plant corn.
Nice.
Look at that.
Nice.
Guess people can say he's amazing.
6'5". He's a guard.
And he plays tackle too.
Jesus.
I mean, that's
Look at those. That's great technique, though.
Yeah. look
Yeah,
at that
but
sit.
you're playing North Dakota State.
Okay, but look at this push.
I mean, dude,
That.
that dude's small though. Like that D end is small.
Okay,
Look at all of the highlight. These dudes are small.
Watch this though. Takes the
Dude,
guy out of the play.
that
It shocks me, but interesting.
interesting. Well,
They must trust that receivers coming later.
yeah. Well, we said Will Johnson would go to Tampa. Do you think this is coming true tonight?
I don't know. Where am I in my picks? Let's go to pick by pick.
So, Cam Ward,
Okay.
Travis Hunter. Obviously, we
Well, no,
nailed
I'm saying
that.
still
But
pick wise.
Abdul Carter, I think we're doing pretty well, honestly.
Okay, so we got picks 1 through 3 correct.
Yeah.
4 was that Jags?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, was it?
No.
Will Campbell went.
Let's
4.
look at this comparisons.
So I got picks 1, 2, 3.
Then they went Will Campbell.
Okay, so I flipped. I accidentally. That was my flip.
That was
Yeah.
your flip there.
So then I've got picks 1 through 5.
6, you got
6.
Boise. And then they went Membu here at 7,
Okay.
which you
Here's
got.
8 where I fucked.
Yeah, I mean, that is meant to happen there. I think Mike Green right there was a stretch.
9 fucked there.
Yeah, nope, that's
10 fucked.
Nope.
11
Yeah.
screwed.
Yeah.
12 screwed. 13 screwed. 14 was easy.
Yeah.
15 no. 16 was right.
Yeah.
Who did I have 17? Jalen Walker. Okay.
But I mean, again,
Yeah. And then
Defensive
defensive end,
help.
nope.
yeah,
We'll see here, but
hopefully.
I don't know.
And then Loveland you got wrong too.
Well, yeah, I also thought Broncos going tight end would have been smart.
Yeah. Are they advertising? Are they show that?
Goodyear tires.
Yeah. Did you hear about that one car that's generating like over like 12,000 pounds of downforce?
Wow.
That can like it's crazy. It lapped the Porsche GT3R like lapped it and like broke the Nürburgring record because it can generate 3 or 4 G's of force in turns. Because it literally
That's
just sucks to the track. It's electric. It's kind of nuts. It's unbelievable. But no, I mean, technology is crazy. I think, the Bucks, it'll be interesting to see how they can bounce back. Do you think they're a playoff team this year, Pat?
Baker Mayfield is a very good quarterback, I think,
Yeah.
still. I worry about their defense a little bit, so if they can shore that up here, then I think they could get back. I think they are not in the hardest division. They
Yeah.
don't- like the Saints, I don't think, are very dangerous.
No,
And,
not at all.
yeah, I think they have a chance.
Now, you said defense here. Where do you see them going with this? Do you think they're going interior, linebacker, or do you think they're going to go with what we've kind of said the entire night with Will Johnson?
I would not be shocked about Will. I would have gone defensive line, but all of them just went off the board.
Yeah, basically.
And now I think you're looking at linebacker or defensive back if you're going with defense.
Yeah. I mean, you still have, if I'm not mistaken, I think a James Pierce still on the board, so you could go and end. George Stewart is obviously off, or Shamir Stewart is off the board.
Pick is in.
This will be interesting to see where they go. I really do think defense is their main priority here. I do agree. I think that Baker Mayfield is still a really good quarterback. I think
You don't need offense,
you don't. I think you need a cornerback. I think Will Johnson is your guy there.
or at least corner.
Yeah. Definitely. I think now that Shamir Stewart's off the board, I think James Pierce Jr. is going to be a Detroit Lion by the end of the night.
That's not a bad pick either.
No, it's not. We really need a defensive lineman.
We do.
You could go either.
Let's see what the book is saying for Detroit's biggest needs, because this is like...
defensive end, I think.
Oh, it doesn't give me that far ahead. Let's go prospect or projections.
I don't know. I'm not opposed to. I mean, some of these are interesting. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I don't know. One will only hope.
The pick is in.
If they go receiver, I'd be shocked, but
Yeah. All right. It says biggest need is D tackle, edge, offensive guard,
yeah.
wide
'Cause
receiver,
think
and
about this way,
center.
it's depth. This draft has a shit ton of depth when it comes down to defensive linemen.
Yeah.
Shadur as the fourth best available. Okay, cool.
Could you imagine they picked Shadur Sanders? Shock the world.
They're not that dumb.
I don't know. It's pretty hard to.
No,
Tampa.
No, Tampa's not that dumb.
Oh man.
Tampa's dumb, but not that dumb.
Yeah.
Their front offense ain't that dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's played out pretty well.
It is. I mean, I think
Some of this has been like just shocking, but like the ones that like make sense, it's just the team didn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see where the Buckies go. I'm Tampa. Let's see. Where are you going? 19th pick. It is. Oh my God. What the fuck?
Excuse me,
That makes no sense.
Pat. When you look up, I'm sorry. What?
Are they saying Mike Evans is dead? This is great.
I mean,
I love this.
is weed legal in Florida? Let's
No,
first.
it's not.
No, they,
what the
recently
fuck
did
were they
that.
smoking?
Here's what's
Jesus.
Here's what's funny. I had him going to freaking he also played wedding.
I mean,
I had him going
shocking.
to LA.
I
Yeah,
really
that would make
thought
sense
Tampa
there.
would have gone defense there.
Yeah,
No,
they
I'm
really.
confused.
Obviously, they don't. They
I'm
don't.
confused.
Is Mike Evans like? Did he die? Like, did I not see something?
I'm confused. One was funny. He weighs more than Travis Hunter,
There you go.
but also,
That's
wait, hold
crazy
up.
in my
It's
mind.
What, no, wait a minute.
I mean, I understand it. Great player, great
I
pick,
think I know where they're
national
going.
champion. I get that.
I
but,
think I know where they're going with this.
Okay. Shoot.
Chris Godwin's a free agent this year. If they don't want to have to pay him a bunch,
Yeah,
because
I
he's
mean,
injury prone.
but the thing is, you need defense more than you need offense
Correct,
in
but
this situation.
think about it this way too.
Yeah.
The defensive positions that are very, very deep in this year's draft
Yeah.
are your defensive backs and your defensive lineman / edge and linebacker.
Yeah.
Receiver as well is very deep too. So yeah, it seems crazy, but think about it this way. If you are worried about it, you can still get him in the next round if you have
Yeah.
to.
What do you guys think of that pickup right there? People who are watching, Mbike and Buku.
I don't know where Abuka's. I like it, but I'm confused.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I'm not. It doesn't surprise me. It's.
Yeah, I just look at it like, obviously,
They compare him to St. Brown. So
I don't think he's the same. If he's
Yeah,
St. Brown, he doesn't
no.
show up when it matters.
no,
Doesn't show up when it matters.
Ibuka did when Ryan Smith, Jeremiah Smith was covered in everything. Who'd they go to? It was Ibuka.
Yeah,
Always.
but I mean, you look at the Michigan Wolverines. You look at that Michigan game. He did nothing from a
understandable. But look at it this way though.
How's it understandable? You have your best
Mike
corner,
Evans is the
Will
arguably-
Johnson, out.
Right, but look about it this way. Mike Evans is such a great receiver.
Yeah.
If Mike Evans is covered, who are you going to throw to? Old reliable.
I can't.
Chris
wait.
Godwin, but yeah.
Well, if Godwin's not on the team because of free agency.
Okay, then yeah, I see what
Godwin
you're
was
saying.
that
That-
same-
that's
They're
a,
trying to retool with younger receivers.
Godwin was your
Mike Evans is not getting any younger.
no. Mike
He's
Evans
not.
is 32.
he's not.
And here's the thing, Ibuka can't obviously might not be a number one, but
He could be good number 3, good slot guy
or number 2.
over Godwin.
If Godwin doesn't get signed,
Is he a free agent? Like
right now,
oh, okay. I thought you meant this coming
no,
year.
right
Okay,
now,
right now.
So that might be why, because if they don't want to have to pay him because he's so injury prone. Because here's the thing,
Yeah.
Godwin was on a career year until he got injured.
It'll be very interesting to see. What do you guys think the Bucks are doing here?
Bucks
You
just
mean,
picked.
Sorry. The Broncos. Too many B words.
I don't
Because
know because you don't want
we-
their defense because they have such a great defense.
Yeah,
I
we
could
had
have
Colson
seen them
Love.
going wide receiver. I think they could take Golden here.
Yeah.
At
You
this
need a
point,
deep
could.
threat. Mile High needs a mile high wide receiver, and I think
At this
Golden
point, you
is-
have to
Golden.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you really want to have fun, you could go corner if you really wanted to and go Pat Surtain and Jahdae Barron. You could.
Why not Will Johnson?
You already have Pat Surtain as the physical guy. You don't have to.
Okay.
The reigning defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
I don't think you
Well,
have to worry about
they're
it.
milking the clock down. You think anyone else is going to trade tonight, or you think we're just going to go right through to
I
the
don't
end?
see any. The only trade I could see, but
Yeah.
no.
I also think. I mean, out of the
it really
picks
just
that
depends who's still available. Like depends what. I don't know.
yeah, the draft cast says they need a running back, wide receiver, D tackle,
They could go Amari
center,
Hampton. They could go Amari
and tight
Hampton
end.
when it comes to running back.
Yeah, they
The-
could,
The UNC product. They could.
or they
it
could go
would-
Cam Scatterbo.
He's not going that high. Also,
I
he's
just-
not going
I-
that high.
I'm a big Cam guy.
As am
I,
I, but
I,
still.
I think he's gonna surprise a lot of people in the league. What do you think about that, Pat? You think Cam Scatterbo is gonna become the next David Montgomery of
I
the
think
NFL?
he is going to be the next Taysom Hill without playing quarterback. He's going to be a guy that they can plug in anywhere that they need someone to play physical and get a couple yards.
I can
Whether
see
that
that.
be lining up at tight end, running people over, fullback, running back on the goal line. I love Scatterboo, man.
Yeah, he is an explosive player. Now, as we kind of get further down the picks here, what do we think our Detroit Lions are doing tonight?
Defense.
I hope it's a defensive lineman.
That's my guess is where it's going to go.
Why not an offensive guard or a tackle?
We do it too much, and I think we still have a very good offensive line. And I understand that, like me, Graham retired, but I still think that we can retool that in free agency. And I would. It is a lot harder to pick up a quality defensive end in free agency.
We
than
also
picking
got
up
ri-
a quality offensive lineman in free agency. It's just
Yeah. We also got rid of Zeitler. We didn't pick him up again, which he was very underwhelming. I thought he would come in and be a trailblazer, especially on like power reads and stuff. Wasn't that guy. The biggest question I have for everyone, I think Lions fans out there, do we think Jared Goff is the guy in Detroit? Do we think that he can lead us to the promised
well, we
land?
just paid him a lot of money, so he better be.
I-
We've had this discussion for 3 years.
I don't think he's the guy.
Man.
I think he struggles in moments where we need him to make a play, that Matthew Stafford would make a play, and I don't think, he plays within himself. He plays great, but if we need him to make a big play down the stretch, he lacks in that big play ability. He's a good game manager. He's not that quarterback to step in that
Check
pocket.
down
And,
King, you're saying.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, I think when you give him pressure and you put everything on him and he needs to make a throw, doesn't happen. But right here. Let's see what the Broncos throw out the world with this pick because it's in right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see where they go. Their needs: running back, wide receiver, D tackle.
It wouldn't shock me if they went running back.
It wouldn't shock me either. Who do you think they're going with this?
This Make-A-Wish Foundation kid.
They're picking him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well. Well,
Samuel.
they went a very, interesting route because it doesn't say they need him. They went against their needs, but I guess this is a pretty good pickup.
We shall see who Make-A-Wish Foundation chooses.
Yeah.
Samuel, tell us what you want.
Let's hear what Sam has to say.
With the 20th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Jahdae Barron, DB, Texas.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really smart.
Keep that defense coming, because think about it this way. Also, too, the reason I say no Will Johnson, you already have, obviously,
Yeah, and you
Pat
need.
Surtain, and think about it this way.
Yeah.
The speed in... He was also teammates with Xavier Worthy.
Yeah. So he's used to running.
Knows how to go.
Yeah, and that's something big that they're going to need over there with the Broncos. I think the Broncos are one of the better teams up and coming in the AFC. Last year, their quarterback play, obviously, we picked up their OC, and he kind of, I think he's going to be very good.
I think this is a great pick if you are
yeah.
Denver. I mean,
he's also a big bowler, I think.
looks like it.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I think this is going to be very interesting. We see the Steelers are on the clock now. What do you think about them going Shedeur? Because they kind of showed the Shedeur camp a second ago before the announcement that the Texas cornerback was going to the Broncos. What do you think about the odds of the Steelers picking Shedeur
That's the only team logically left that would.
in the first round? They
If
need a quarterback.
they do,
I think picking up a Jackson Dart here would be better than
I
Shedeur.
would 100% agree.
Or even let's go the Ohio State quarterback.
You're not going there, no.
No,
If anything,
over Shedeur. I think Shedeur, just by his play, and excluding his play, just by his personality, he's toxic for a locker room. His dad, obviously, a lot of and maybe he'll surprise me. Maybe he'll turn around and be
Tomlin
that
doesn't
guy.
need that drama though.
No, he does not. We saw it with
It'd be funny,
Antonio
though,
Brown.
like we were talking, his favorite colors are no, that was Travis Hunter. Never mind.
Yeah,
favorite
we
colors.
saw that with Antonio Brown, and the drama there. The Steelers quickly moving on, and Antonio Brown quickly moving on from the Steelers. Him bouncing around the league for a few years, and then obviously turning into a rapper, podcaster, and celebrity now.
Cracker of the Year awards, guys. Tune in every
Yeah,
year.
ESPN CTE got it.
Pick is
CTE
in.
ESPN.
Hmm.
So interesting.
I
They
don't
need
know.
they need a cornerback or a quarterback, wide receiver.
This is probably where Will's going to go then, potentially.
So you think Shedur's dropping all the way to the second round?
It's what I've seen.
You think it's gonna be a major ego check to him? Because he
I
needs
hope so.
something.
I was hoping Travis would drop, but that's just me.
No, I think the way that Travis Hunter has played throughout his career, and just the quick ability, I think the quick ability to learn on his feet is something that
Yeah, but he's also
Speaks to
a
his
diva
wonders.
himself.
I think less of a diva than Shedeur.
Well, obviously.
I think I don't know. We'll see what they go here. I would not be surprised if they pick up Jackson Dart.
No, I wouldn't either.
They're calling someone. Oh, interesting. Now, on ESPN.com, they have quarterback as the first need. On the screen here on ABC, they have D tackle, running back, quarterback, wide receiver. So maybe they go with a D tackle.
It wouldn't surprise me if they went receiver, though, either.
And they also say offensive tackle here as well instead of defensive tackle. Very interesting, the discrepancies between the two things. But
I don't know. I trust the Steelers front office, so we shall see.
yeah,
If I'm being honest, well, I trust it.
I think the coach there is very smart as well. I think staying away from
Baron
toxic
went to-
players is going to be key. If they go Shedeur, obviously, I think he could play very well there, but let's see what they do. The pick is
I don't
in.
think Tomlin trusts Shooter.
Yeah, no,
They went-
we were just
they
kind of
went
talking
DB
about that.
for Broncos.
Yeah, they went.
Texas DB.
Yeah, and they go, wow,
The MSU
this is a great
Wow.
pick, great pickup.
I like that because think
I
about
did not
this.
expect him. I thought he might drop to the second round. Good for him.
Yes,
I think
Farmington
he's a very
Hills,
good
Michigan
pick.
product.
And also, here's the fun part too. The guy is also Cam
He's
Hayward
already
ain't.
got the Stillers hat on.
Yeah, he does.
Also, look at it this way. Cam Hayward ain't getting younger.
Yeah,
You
Yeah.
got to get someone to be able to be it. He'll mentor him, and it would be great.
Yep.
yeah. All right, well, now we go to the one, the only, the Los Angeles Chargers in Jim Harbaugh. Ball. Where do we think they're going with this? Because it says wide receiver, tight end, D tackle, offensive guard, or running back. Will Johnson's still on the board, guys. Like, do you think he reunites with his old coach?
Fuck no.
So you don't think they're going to go,
They'll go receiver here because
who do you think they're going to pick up here?
Golden. Have Vlad McConkey, Whiteboard Magic.
So, interesting. They still say best available is
Well,
Will
obviously
Johnson,
they will,
but-
because of whatever.
do you think the fact that Will sat out this year is hurting his draft stock this much?
Absolutely.
Something that I've been echoing forever. And it's just interesting to see, how this has affected Will Johnson because, I understand, players not wanting to play meaningless bowl games. I understand that. If you have the
When
option,
you play in Bama, that's not a meaningless bowl game when you're playing the team you guys played last year to make it to the national championship game.
yeah, but it's.
Or the year.
I mean, the goal every year for these squads that have these big NIL is, college football player for a
played
bus.
at least the first half. No one would have hurt
Yeah,
you from that.
I mean, but the thing is he views it as this, and it's very interesting that a Will Johnson on a Michigan, those who stay will be champions. A motto that's been kind of, it's synonymous with the University of Michigan, and he obviously did not get the memo, and it's very interesting because you talk about
Did Mason even
Tennessee,
play either?
for instance, and we talked about this today with Nico, the quarterback out of there, has the
Well, look
the-
at this
the-
way. Did
the-
Mason
the-
Graham play in the bowl game? Pat?
Mason Graham?
Do you
Yeah,
play the
man.
ball?
He
Yeah.
played through everything.
yeah.
I'm just saying.
He's a leader. And it's interesting that we talk about this Nico incident with NIL. Do you think the NIL is poisoning college football? Is it doing more harm than good? What are you guys' thoughts on that?
To some extent.
Okay.
To where it's some of it, sure. But some of it's some of it should have been done, if that makes sense.
Okay, so you think it's a issue
It's just
of...
gotten too out of control. When it first started, it was great.
Okay.
But now it's to the point where if the kids are making millions of dollars, then it's oh, okay.
Yeah, then you
when
draw
it was
the line.
the name lineage and likeness,
Yeah.
When schools are paying people directly, I'm so glad that no one paid Nico
Yes.
more than the fact that he took $1 million pay cut is hilarious to me.
And I think it's even...
Trying to hold a team hostage.
It
is
begs to the fact of this, and I really do think this is the interesting portion of it. You're getting a free education from a 5-star stellar university. And
It used to be enough.
that used to be enough. And the fact that, a percentage of percentages of these guys go on to get drafted, to go on and have a long career in the NFL. Why not take advantage of a priceless thing like an education? I mean, obviously coming from a master's student, 5 years of school, I get it. Of course the master's student's going to say you should go to school and, but I get the fact that this is their job in a way, that they're training for the NFL. I get that. But why not take advantage of both? If you have the opportunity to do some of these things, do it. And that's my argument against NIL. Now, I understand these universities are making millions upon millions of dollars on these kids, and that's unfair. They should see some money. But the fact that a quarterback can say, nah, I'm actually good, when he was going to be a starter at a premier SEC school, I don't understand that from a portion of you have a great opportunity to do something great with a university that has a broad tradition. Okay? They love their sweet tea down there. I think that's obvious. But the fact of the matter is that for these athletes to say, no, I'm going to sit out until you pay me is ridiculous. They're not pros. They're amateurs. They're kids, and they need to understand that. And I just think, I mean, along with this, it just adds more drama. It makes kind of the NFL turn into the NBA a little bit.
Yeah. No, I do not like players holding anyone hostage.
Yeah. I just think it's wasteful and stupid. I wonder what's going on here because they got rid of the lower bar. It says they're on the clock, and it says the is the pick in? No, they got 1 minute and 55 seconds left. You know, they need a wide receiver. They need a tight end.
On a 40-second delay.
Yeah. Let's see if I go to ESPN here if it's any better. Moving channels here, folks. Mel's available or Sanders. Oh, they're showing him. 96% chance he'd be the 21st. Wow. Well, what pick are we on? Yeah, no, we're on 21. People are wrong. I mean, I could you see him going undrafted?
Undrafted?
Yeah.
No.
Falling all the way. Where do you think
No,
he's going
in the
realistically?
second
Round 2? Okay.
He might go late first. The team take a chance on him.
But
I don't
It's
think
still not-
I don't
oh,
think
wow.
people are viewing him as a starter now.
yeah. I mean, it's very interesting. It's almost like that Draft Day movie where they didn't pick the quarterback
Yep.
Yeah.
and he kind of just fell. It's like one of that drama right there. Oh, there's Jimmy Harbaugh. National championship winning
Wearing
coach
the
with
tightest
the
pants.
University of Michigan.
I love how Jim Harbaugh's at the head of the table, not the GM.
Yeah, I know.
That's concerning.
Well, I mean,
He is the GM.
he is Jim Harbaugh.
When you have that level of a coach, they are the GM. basically.
Yeah. I mean, there is a lot. I mean, I do think he walked into a great situation in LA. Let's see what he can do in year 2. I think adding here with the wide receiver is going to be smart. I think that's the way they're going to go. They need to get the pick in because they might run out of time. They got 9 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Oh, picks in. They take their time there in LA. Yeah, I don't know what made them take that long, but yeah, the TV's on a little bit of delay. We'll see who they pick. Be interesting to see. I think, Golden, obviously, as you said, Evan, I think that's smart. I think also, taking a guy like, they say, Hampton on a UNC as a running back?
Yeah, I would have saw him though going 1 pick earlier
Okay.
to.
Could you see Luther Burden going
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
which we have in this? Could you see
I think they go receiver.
go receiver
I
straight up?
I think if,
Okay.
but I don't know.
Now, we had Gray Zabel in, a couple picks here, 26, going to LA. What is LA doing now that we kind of...
Which one?
Sorry, the Rams. So...
I don't know. I really don't know.
Okay. You think they could go Will Johnson? Or you think he's fallen to the second round? That's the real question of the hour.
The thing is, the Chargers, I could see taking Will for the Michigan connection.
So I mean they do.
I could feel like Harbaugh being like, man, I can't believe he dropped this far to me.
I feel sad. I'm gonna pick him.
I think weirdly he could be a Detroit kid though too.
I would love it if the Lions got Will Johnson. I would love that pick so hard.
I could see
Yeah.
that too because remember this
At
too.
this point, there's
The
not
N-
any defensive lineman that I truly love.
But here's the nice thing about
Yeah, I would
this
agree with
draft
that.
though. The defensive line depth in this class goes on for 3 rounds.
Yeah. I mean they got
The
a lot
fact
of
we
depth.
haven't said some of the guys that I've put already in my first round mock draft,
That's fair.
Yeah.
it speaks to the depth right there.
I mean, I think there is going to be some interesting things and moves done day 2.
So many more trades on day 2 and 3 in the draft.
there really is.
That's
Those
why
are the
it's so
fun days.
unpredictable.
What?
Who is it gonna be? Will it be expected or not?
Oh, wow, the Pistons lost 116 to 118. That hurts.
Wow.
That hurts.
Oh.
I think I know.
Oh.
I know
Yeah,
where this is
we
going.
kinda-
I know where this is going.
Evan?
J.K. Dobbins is hurt as shit. Gus Edwards is not your best backup.
Yeah.
You
All right.
have what it takes. If you have this pick, it's not a bad pick. Just do the fact. Look at this: 1,600 yards and 30 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That ain't bad.
No, it's not, but I mean, UNC isn't the cream of the crop.
Yeah, okay, but here's the nice part about this:
Yeah.
if you have a running back that's healthy, that ain't bad. The
Nope.
dude's a tank. Holy fuck, he's my size, but freaking 220.
Yeah, he.
Watch his highlights and you'll tell me why. Look at this.
I mean, I could have
Ow.
run through that hole. That was as big as
He just
a semi truck.
okay, but
That was a great job by the offensive line.
look at this.
All right, he's a bowling ball. I like that. I like
That's
that.
why.
The bowling ballness. I like the bowling ballness. Let's see what he does here. Burn, turn and burn. Oh,
This is Blake Corum.
If Blake Corum actually produced in the NFL. Look, jeez.
yeah. No, this is a very Blake Corum-esque type player. Oh,
Ooh,
Oh
little
my.
shovel. I like that. You know,
Oh my.
UNC is going
That's
to be
sneaky.
very interesting with Bill Belichick this year.
I like how that plays. I like that look. If I'm
Do
being
you think Bill Belichick's going to be a good college coach?
I think they'll have
Depends
a
how he brings it up.
decent record, and like I don't think he had.
How many frat parties is Bill going to go to? That's the real
Too many.
question.
However
How many keg stands is he going to go to? Could you imagine seeing Bill Belichick do a keg stand?
His
at
girlfriend
70?
goes to school there, so
Dude,
you
that-
never know.
That's a wild. I can't believe that's actually true.
It's 2025. It doesn't shock me anymore.
I mean, arguably one of the greatest coaches of all time.
It's a
Yeah.
program that it's not a bad program for him to go to.
No, it's. But I do you think he'll ever win a national championship there?
I don't know. One will see.
Yeah, I mean,
Who do you think Pat's going? I could see him going low.
Will, yeah, I would hate it, but there you go, Will.
I could see it because you got to defend JJ Jettis. You got to deal with St. Brown.
Yeah, but I
Very
don't.
stacked receiver division.
Yes, they're very stacked.
And their defense was decent, but their corners were hurt as shit.
Yeah, and I mean that's one of the things that
It
like.
would not surprise me.
What surprised me is earlier in the draft, when the Bears did what they did.
The Bears constantly make stupid decisions, and that
I mean
was it.
that was
You had everything you needed, and the
Yeah.
fact you go
Colson Love went. Yeah, I mean you need
You don't need a
you
tight
need
end.
defensive help there. I don't understand that because like you have one of the worst pass defenses in the country, in the entire NFL, and you go, oh, we need to get Caleb Williams help when you have all those offensive weapons. And like obviously,
Caleb Williams got sacked more than anyone in the entire league.
or protect him. Yeah,
You needed something.
yeah. I don't think hopefully in the
I mean, no
subsequent
way, but
rounds
no,
they
they
go.
did a lot of in free agency. Scratch that.
Yeah, they did. They actually
I
did pick up
just
some
realized
offensive
that.
line.
If I'm being honest, I don't know why they
Then
went
you
tight
went.
end,
You
though.
should have went corner. Exactly. My point exactly. Is that an underage kid holding a Bud Light seltzer?
Probably.
What are they teaching these people in Green Bay? The people up north are weird. Yeah, I hear Green Bay, Wisconsin's beautiful though. Like just Lambeau and all the whole.
I
my-
want to go there.
My cousin went to the Lions game that we shocked him. Aaron Rodgers' last game as a Packer, and he
I
was
wish
getting.
we went to the draft here. It would have been
Yeah.
wild.
It would have been wild. I would have been.
You would have been fine
mobbed.
because of your exams.
Well, yeah, but I graduate on on Saturday. It'd be a quick turnaround from a Thursday night trip to Green Bay. But no, I mean, I think this is. I think the facilities they've obviously done around Lambeau. I think Lambeau is one of the
I say we are.
true meccas of sporting
Oh, yeah.
stadiums. Obviously, they're redoing Soldier Field. And
That stadium was a shithole. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. It
what do you
was.
think? Also, is another classic stadium that like they shouldn't touch
Oh.
In football?
in football. Yeah.
Lucas Oil
They're
Stadium.
not going to do anything wrong with that because it's still
Yeah.
so high tech, even though it
Yeah.
doesn't look it.
No,
Yeah.
I love Lucas.
It looks
Oil.
like it-
I think it's iconic.
Oh,
really
it's great.
reminds me of Yost and that
Yeah.
cathedral there. So
They're if they're gonna do anything, they're not gonna. I don't know. There's
mean-
not many.
yeah.
If you're talking any sport, if they touch Fenway, all hell's breaking loose.
Oh yeah. I think
I think-
also Wrigley as well.
They're not gonna touch that. I can promise you that. They're not gonna touch Fenway.
I'm not gonna touch Michigan Stadium, the big house. Can't.
They're
You make it
touching. They're
bigger.
touching Beaver.
They are.
$700 million renovation.
Well, they're upgrading it.
Yeah,
I do.
completely.
Touch Beaver.
I'm just saying,
Jesus.
I would love.
This is supposed to be family friendly. I have no idea who's on this podcast.
Let's be honest. I would love. I want to go to see another game at Beaver.
I had to.
I mean, fair.
I would
you had
love
to.
to go back to Beaver
I hope my
Stadium.
grandma's not watching or something.
The one that said I couldn't talk about Helen Keller.
Yes.
The one who.
No, we're not. We're not.
Oh,
No,
let's
no,
not-
we're not.
let's
We're
just
not.
not go there.
We're not. We're not going to go there. How about that? That's just even a better idea.
What, the one who may not exist?
Oh God.
Where's Stryker talking about?
You know-
paper how she was a fraud.
Yeah. Well, that was.
That was our second most viewed episode. When Stryker-
Speaking of fraud, do you think Jordan Love is the future in Green Bay?
No, I don't. I think he's fraudulent.
Then who? Then who?
Shador Sanders are going to pick him right now.
I don't think that would. Go.
That would. I would jump in a lake. I'd jump in Drake's pond if they pick Shador Sanders right
How about
now.
this? If there's
The
if the,
pick
Is in.
It's in.
if the Lions pick someone egregious, do you voluntarily jump in Drake's pond?
No, this would need to be Shador Sanders right now. Like
The
right
Lions
now.
pick an
Could
offensive player,
could-
do you jump in the pond?
no?
Yes,
Could
yes.
you?
How about that? If the Lions jump,
Well, they need off. They need guard. They need
no,
linemen.
I'm saying
so
offensive skill position. If the Lions pick something, if the Lions reach, you'll jump in the pond.
Who are they going to pick? Give me a liable guy. If Golden falls to the Lions, I'm not going to be upset. I would pick that.
If the Lions pick,
You could trade that on day 2 and get some good
how
players
about
for
this?
him.
If the Lions reach, you have to jump in.
I'm not doing that.
Yes.
If they pick Shador Sanders right now, I'll jump in the pond gladly.
No, if Shador Sanders goes in the first round, you have to jump in
It's
the
just a
pond.
long walk, dude.
That's fine. If Shador goes in the first round, you have to jump in the pond.
I don't know about that one,
You've
man.
only got 8 picks left. You're fine. And no other team needs quarterback. So
You know,
let's do that. If you Pop will jump into Drake's pond and we'll video it for y'all.
I don't. That thing looks like a cesspool.
That's
guys.
fine. Just try it.
I don't want any
You-
venereal
Well,
diseases.
then let's just hope he doesn't get picked. Deal?
I-
Let's
How
give
about-
the fans something fun.
how about I jump in the pool that's clean?
Fine. In your clothes. Deal.
Yeah, I'll gladly jump in that pool.
Cap. No matter what.
Yeah, if he's picked, I'll go jump in the pool.
Any time in the first. Sounds
Yeah.
like a plan.
Yeah, I'll go gladly do that.
A very special guest.
All right. Please be Shador Sanders. Please be Shador Sanders. Please.
It's not gonna be Shador.
I really hate the Packers, and I hope they all burn in hell.
It's not gonna
All
be
the
Shador,
Packers fans.
Wow.
though. It's not gonna be Shador.
That's
I
how
don't think.
strongly I feel about the Packers and how much I hate them.
I don't think it's Shador, if anything.
Who do you think it is?
Why is there president CEO picking? That's weird.
Because he's hosting it.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I think Will Johnson here is a very logical pick. Or Trey Amos. I could see that.
Detroit's was better. Come on, bozos.
Yeah. I wonder how many people are there.
quite a bit.
We have Big Gretch, right? And that's our pick, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Stretchy
she
Gretchy.
she's really taken over that name and just like run with
What,
it.
Stretchy Gretchy?
No, Big Gretch.
Oh, I was gonna say that's what she was nicknamed in high school.
Hey, well, let's not bash political people here on this podcast.
You brought her up first.
I was talking about her as a governor of Michigan announcing a pick and a great moment for the city of Detroit.
Let's see.
Alrighty, who do
All
we
of
pick?
you are owners. Yes. Oh yeah, because the Packers are publicly owned.
Oh, they are?
The biggest joke in the world. They pay them like $300 and you get a share of the company. You don't get anything from that, but that's how they fund their like stadium renovations.
Obviously, this makes sense here. What they're gonna do. It was a big issue last year. You know, cheese hands obviously was a saying here. I like this. This is a good pickup. I'm now kind of nervous going forward. Can
not.
guys like Terrion Arnold
They took
cover?
Golden.
Can
Wow.
Interesting.
Can-
I could see it.
Terrion Arnold cover Golden? Can we get he looks like a cheesehead, that's for sure.
It makes sense to put him here
It does.
because
That's a fit right there. That's a fit, man. Got some swag going. I like the bow tie too. Very classy. Very
So,
classy.
alright. You have.
Sunglasses inside is crazy though.
I mean, dude, the hockey team did that last week when they came in with the national championship trophy
Well, let's.
at the Goat Tavern. Shout out Goat.
Well, let's see.
All right, the Vikings. Who you picking? Shedeur.
No. Do you want that?
No faith.
I would love
No
that.
faith in JJ McCarthy.
I'd love
Just
that.
throw it to the wind.
Here I'm going defensive back or offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. We have Kenneth Grant, who's already off the board, going there, but I could see
I had Golden one pick.
Trey
later.
Amos going to,
I don't know if they need DB, do they?
they do. They need a cornerback. It says it right here.
Interesting. Okay.
They also say
Picks
they
are in.
needs wide receiver of all things too. So
Interesting picks are in though when it comes to
Will
Vikings.
Will Johnson
I could
still
see
on
it.
the board.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy. So
I don't know.
yeah, this is going to be definitely one of those things that
You got 8 more picks.
holding my breath here, folks. I do not want to jump in the pool tonight.
It's if the Lions screw you or Shedeur goes.
No, I was just saying Shedeur here.
No, if you jump in the pool, isn't it?
I don't think the Lions are going to go
What? They're not-
offensive, especially with Golden off the board.
I don't know, man.
You'll see. You shall see.
They need to go defensive end.
If it's anyone but defense or defensive end, he'll jump in.
Oh, well, they need offensive linemen too. So I would say skilled offensive positions.
If it's anything but a
Could
defensive tackle,
Could you
or
imagine they go Shedeur Sanders?
No, they won't.
That would be I would burn all my Lions gear.
Oh, he's talking in front of the fans.
What is he saying? Let's see what he says here.
Green Bay on 3. Hey, let me get a Green Bay on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Where would we?
I think
stand?
Terrion Arnold was so much better. I'm home, baby. I'm home. I thought that was a lot more classier than that, dude. But he's a Packer. They are, cheeseheads after all.
Player connections.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a very.
Anyone but defensive line or offensive tackle, you're jumping? Is that how we're doing?
Oh,
it?
I'm saying guard. Guard as well. I think they would need guards, more
No, that's what I'm
guards as
saying.
well.
Offensive lineman. If it's not that, or defensive lineman.
We also need a cornerback too.
So if
Defensive players or offensive line.
If it's not that, you're jumping. Gotcha.
Yeah. So if it's like a wide receiver, tight end,
They're not going tight end. I can tell you that.
if they do, that'd be kind of crazy.
The tight ends are off the board that are, and there's a couple but not needed until third round.
Yeah. Hopefully here, I mean, Minnesota's. It'll be interesting to see. We got 24 25 with the Texas, you had Matthew Golden going
They need a
to.
receiver because Diggsy's gone.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, it's going Burden. They're going Burden then.
Okay, and then who is LA going?
Um,
Because you do lose Cooper Cup, or no, they signed him again, didn't they?
I don't know. I don't know.
No, I do not believe that Cooper Cup is on the.
Oh, he's a Seattle Seahawk
Yeah.
wide
Oh.
receiver.
Cup is?
Yeah, Cooper
Oh,
Cup's
yeah,
Seattle. Which is interesting to see the fact that, where Seattle kind of, what they did in the draft this year, it kind of makes sense now. You have Cooper Cup and you need, some guard protection. So that's where you go. And I think, it's interesting they went with Gray Zabel. Obviously, for some odd reason, he was a first-round draft pick. I could see it. My only worry is that he went against guys who are a lot
Not
lighter.
the best competition.
Yeah, and I think equality of competition. Everyone says it like,
But also look at Quinn Miners, who was a D3 draftee and now signed. He's being paid $18 million a year, Pro Bowler.
yeah, true. But you do have those freaks of nature that sometimes can do that.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing that he is not, but I'm not arguing again that he is.
Yeah.
I just think the quality of play. Everyone looks at strength of schedule. I think that's a big thing when it comes down to can these guys play at the next level. And I think when you look at a guy like Gray Zabel, it begs the question: is this guy a day one fringe starter?
He's got to put on some weight.
Weight and training camp has to be big, but let's look at Minnesota, who they draft here. As we kind of get down to the later ends of these this pick here. Interesting. Well,
Wow.
you got to protect JJ. So
I
you
told
got
you
it.
they're going to go defensive back or offensive line.
And
That's not the offensive lineman. I thought.
who you thought?
Josh Simmons.
I could see that, but I think
But
it's
they also do have two good tackles on either side.
yeah.
Oh, there's a trade.
Oh, there is a trade.
The Buckeyes did have a very good offensive line this year.
Who's the trade going to? They're trading it to.
I was literally
The
just about to say,
Giants.
this is the part where people try and trade back into the first round, and I didn't say it, and now I'm mad, but this is what happened. This is the part of the draft where
So,
people start
let's
to
see
trade
who-
back in.
No way. No way.
Oh, man.
They're going Shador.
Assault.
They're going Shador. No.
Gotta jump.
Oh well.
Wow, that's a lot to move.
Look for a quarterback here. I'm thinking it's Dart.
Look for me on Instagram Live tomorrow evening, folks.
You're doing it tonight.
It's locked. It locks at 11.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
You got 8 minutes.
Our live ends?
No, our live does not end, but it locks at
Then
11.
that's what I'm saying.
The
Jump
pool.
in the lake. That doesn't lock any time.
No, I'm gonna wait until tomorrow to jump in the pool.
Texans get picked 34, 99, and a 3rd round pick next year.
That is
That-
okay.
That's okay.
Where do you think they're going?
Dart.
Okay, so you think they're not even going Shador because they're showing the Shador camp right now.
But he's not celebrating.
They're kind of just looking around anxiously.
That's
They're not
what-
even showing.
Right. So if they'd be celebrating by now.
The pick isn't in though.
I know.
That's,
I think they go Dart. They haven't shown the Dart camp all night. Oh, there's Dart. So they look like they're a little bit more
Yeah.
smiling.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went Dart. Yeah, they're
Jackson.
taking pictures.
I love it.
This is a
That's
great
a
pickup. This is the
beautiful-
right move. Shador Sanders is not the guy. I'm kind of saying it.
Darty.
I thought,
I love
obviously the
Dart.
combination of him and,
Yep,
little
it's Dart.
bit-
It's Dart.
Yeah.
Dazzle jacket.
yeah.
King of Miss. I love it. That's what it should have been.
I agree.
Dart.
That makes sense. Well, I'm still safe.
What do you mean?
Well, if they go Dart, which I think they will.
Well, he had his phone on him, so yeah, it is.
yeah.
That's a great pick.
Little leak here.
It's a great pick.
It
That's a
is.
fucking great
It
pick.
is a great pick. I like that. Who they pick earlier in the draft?
Abdul.
Yeah, the Giants. Honestly, right now, if they
I-
pick Shador Sanders or
It was
Jackson
gonna be Dart
Darts.
in the. Well, here's the thing: the Giants also had the 3rd pick in the 2nd round. So, if need be, they could have gotten him too. But
yeah.
Dart is. a great
Well, none of
pick.
these guys are going quarterback unless they think LA is going quarterback. which I could very well see. Matthew Stafford's getting a little older. I don't think he's outdated, but I think he's past his prime, definitely. I think there is definitely need for some kind of reset in LA. How many more years do you think Matthew Stafford has left before he kind of, questions retiring?
Matthew Stafford he's probably got maybe 2 solid years left.
Yeah. 2 solid? I see that. I think they're...
he's he has a Super Bowl now.
Yeah.
I think he re-signed. I think that means he's going to give it another 2-3
Yeah.
years. He's going to try and get a second Super Bowl. And if he recognizes that that's out of the picture, then he retires.
Oh,
And
speaking of
he's proven
Stafford,
everything that he's needed.
here's a sleep number ad by with Matthew Stafford. Matthew, you look shitty as always, and your wife also, can she just not talk to the Detroit media anymore? Kelly, Matthew, I love you. I loved you both in Detroit, but
That's such a bad ad. Oh God.
yeah. Anyway, okay, so I had a theory that Matthew was gonna re-sign in Detroit this year and come back and lead us to the promised land.
We just paid our quarterback $50 million.
Nah. Matt Stafford's so much better than that.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I mean, I like Jared Goff. I don't know.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what this pick is.
It's Darty. It's
So
Darty.
you're 90% sure it's Dark.
He had his phone and he was hugging his mom. Yeah.
Interesting.
The fact he
So-
gave his mom a hug.
Supposedly, Detroit fans are very upset with people right now because of what happened at the end of the game. Something happened. We weren't watching it, so basically, Woodward Sports said, "How do you miss this?" I don't know what they were referring to. Let's see the comments. It says, "Game should never come down to this. Missed call. Got to bounce back in the next one. Detroit versus so the refs. The refs, as we were talking about earlier previously today, the refs were an issue. This has been kind of a feature of this series. Hopefully the NBA. I mean, I know it's ridiculous. I know everyone's kind of I'm done. F this. F the NBA. Obviously, okay. Well, they're showing Shedeur right now.
Yeah, but
And speaking of NBA, he should really be in the NBA because
It's
he's
not
about
Shedeur.
drama llama.
it's Darty.
Pick is in.
See, he's reaching for his hat.
No? I don't know. They haven't announced it yet.
There's also another trade.
Another trade.
Oh, yeah, the Falcons. Falcons just traded down under...
No, they just traded. They took the Rams pick.
Yeah, took the Rams pick. Interesting. So now, are you Brad Holmes sitting there right now? What can I get? Where am I operating at? Where do we think that this is going to kind of occur now?
Well, if
I would
the
trade-
Falcons are back in, they're going jihadi at that point.
Okay, so you think it's Jihadi.
No.
All right, well,
or it's
this
Will.
is
No,
in.
it's probably going to go back to Will.
With the 25th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Jackson Dart.
Yes! Great pick. Great pick.
And everyone loves it too because I'll say this right now: he's going to be the best quarterback out of this draft.
Yes, I do agree. It was so funny. The last time the Giants picked a quarterback, not Jaden Daniels.
Oh, he fits that system so.
He
fucking well.
does. He does.
Because think about it this way: SEC boy throw into his SEC boy. as
Yeah,
well.
exactly.
What they need next, though, if you are the Giants, you need a running back,
You do.
which you could probably get second round if you have to.
Oh, if only they had the greatest running back in football.
Well, he really didn't fit their system, honestly. I'll be honest. Bold statement. I don't think it. But Dart. Oh, pick's already in for. Oh wait, pick is in. Oh,
Well,
the
they
trade.
the trade. So they're a little behind. ESPN, you gotta come to the Super Sports Bros for all your pending information. You can't trust
No,
big
the
news
trade
media.
pick.
Clearly, can't choose big.
No, but is
just
the
big
pick
news
in
media.
for Atlanta already?
They're on the clock now.
I know, but oh no, pick's not in. Okay.
No, they're gonna take their time
Yeah,
here.
Dart's gonna be great.
So where do you think Atlanta's going with this? They picked earlier in this round.
Picks are in for Atlanta. See,
Where do you think they're going with it? You know, they
Will,
picked
they're going Will. They'll go Will here.
they picked Jalon Walker going Will. So okay,
They need defense. They don't need offense. So I like it.
I like it too. I think this is smart. They gave up a lot.
Dart, that's great.
That's
an awesome.
Finally, they picked
My
a
buddy was a
quarterback.
Giants fan. I don't know what he's.
No, because the last time I was in New York I was in Atlantis in the sports book when they picked Josh Daniels, the booing,
Jane
there was a bunch of Josh Daniels. I'm totally screwing up. He's the Colts quarterback now.
Oh, AR. Wait. Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones. Thank you.
Yeah, no one wanted him.
Yeah, but I mean,
Because the
people,
thing is, it was a
people were
Duke
throwing shit. People
Yeah,
were
because
pissed.
he was a Duke quarterback that only played 1 year of college football. No, that's Trubisky, but no.
Yeah, Mitch Trubisky.
No, but no.
Don't get me started
No,
on
but
Mitch
Daniel
Trubisky.
Jones. The thing with Daniel Jones is Daniel Jones wasn't the quarterback they needed at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the Falcons.
Adam Schefter is going
The Rams get
crazy right now.
No, this is just the details of the trade.
Oh, it is? What do they get? What do the Rams get?
Falcons get the first that pick and then a third round this year. Rams get second round
Okay.
and then a first next year.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know what they see. I think it's probably going to be corner if I'm not mistaken. Now that
Yeah.
Will has dropped, I think what they were planning for is getting Will through and through. They just didn't realize he was going to fall.
Okay. So
That's what I'm assuming is going to happen.
Oh, hopefully you
But
assume
Dart,
correctly.
Dart fits in that system well.
Yeah.
Because Russell can definitely.
Yeah.
Gable likes him because he has some of the same traits as Josh Allen in Buffalo. Yup, that's why I like him.
Yeah, I agree.
Because Jackson Dart's big, mobile, tough, and can yeet that fucking ball.
Yeah. I think this is a very good pickup.
Dart and Josh Allen, oh yes, please.
Now, the rest of this draft, you need to pick offensive linemen.
For everyone else,
Well, for the you got the wide receiver, you got
offensive lineman ain't too much of an issue.
yeah, God,
Yeah, Daniel Jones was just picked way too high in that draft. That's
Yeah.
why. If he was picked later, sure, but he just didn't deserve that.
yeah. I mean, Daniel Jones. I just feel bad for the guy. He sucks.
Well, the fact he went to Duke, he wasn't meant to be a first round pick.
What-
Also, it was pre Dable and I forget who their GM is right now.
So interesting. You could have had Phillip Rivers in New York.
Yeah, but he had Elisha.
Yeah,
But
I
here's
mean,
the thing. Here's what I'll say is this: that draft was just it was pre Dable as a coach
yeah,
at who was it? The Giants. So that's why now it's Dable's team, and Dable's team is much better.
yeah. And we'll see as this night goes along
It's
here. The
probably
pick
Willie.
is in. Hopefully, it's Will Johnson. I would hate for him to. Okay,
That's what they should have done last year.
I don't like this because
I
I
do.
wanted him as a Lion, but
Here's the thing,
that
though.
makes sense though.
They
James
should've-
Pierce Jr.
here's
going
what-
to the Falcons.
They're playing retribution for what they should have done last year.
Yeah,
Because last year they should have went Dallas Turner or defensive lineman, but they didn't.
yeah.
So this ain't bad.
And
This
now we go to the Ravens. Where do you see this team going?
Sanders.
No,
I'm kidding.
no way. I'd shave my head immediately.
No, it's
Have that on record.
yeah.
I mean, this is
Pop will grow a-
outlandish.
Pop-
Outlandish.
Deborah, Pop will grow a full mustache and shave his head.
God.
I would pay to see
What am I,
that.
a white? God, you're making
I
me.
would love that.
That would be so bad.
Deborah would be so
My
scared.
my
dad
job
would
would
love it.
fire me. Can you get me a water pat?
Oh, your job wouldn't
Thank
fire you. Your dad has a perfectly
Oh,
fine
yeah.
stash. What do you mean?
But I'm bald. I'm bald.
What's wrong with that?
Look, I got white supremacist. That's what's wrong with that. That's an issue for image. But no, I mean,
That's your assumption.
oh yeah, well, no, but I mean, this pick will be. I think this is interesting.
They're making retribution for what they should have done last year.
Yeah, I think this is a smart pickup. I think the Falcons are looking pretty well. I think the Giants and Falcons have a pretty high grade when it comes, in my book, to their round one picks. Pat, what do you think so far?
I agree. I think, man, I think that they had a lot of needs going into the year.
Yeah.
And really being aggressive and going after those needs, I think it's
Yeah.
always something that will be remembered fondly,
Mm-hmm.
especially if it works out. I mean, if these picks turn out to be busts, then
Yeah.
everyone's going to know about all the picks that it's going to be the classic, oh, what did these picks turn into? You know, for some team, they're going to
Yeah.
draft some insane players, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
And-
I think so far it's not the worst.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think
Exactly.
Baltimore might go Will, if I'm being honest.
Okay. Also, the best fit is Mike Green. I think that's just
They
such
do
a
need some help
reach.
on defense.
They do, and I think Will Johnson could be
They need
good pickup.
They need defensive back help, especially in that division.
yeah, definitely.
I don't know. Well, time will tell.
I mean, this team always chokes in the playoffs because they're playing teams with good rosters and good wide receivers. I think I have to agree with you. I think Will Johnson here is a smart move, or Benjamin Moore.
I don't think Ben Morrison's going that high.
Oh, Benjamin Morrison.
I don't
Yeah.
think he's going that high.
Why do you say him to the Eagles instead of to the Ravens at 27? I mean, that's only a couple
What I
picks.
think the Eagles, correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
will go wherever they want, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, and they've done
The
this in the
Eagles
past
find
where
the best player in the draft. I just chose basically based on where I want them.
mm-hmm.
It was just best fit, honestly.
Yeah, the Eagles front office, I have to say, does a great job at
Best front office in the NFL.
yeah, and that's
by
why they
far.
won the Super
The
Bowl.
fact they got Cooper DeJean, who was touted as a late first, basically, so you had
Yeah, and the Lions
you
passed
got
up on
Quinion
Cooper.
Mitchell with pick 33. 2 picks later, you get Cooper DeJean.
Now, in hindsight, okay, do you pick Cooper DeJean over a Terrion Arnold?
Yes, 100%.
Pat, what do you think about that?
Man.
Like
Terry-
hindsight
Terry
bias,
was too unproven, like you said.
but he played at Alabama. He played,
Yeah, but he wasn't really that good at Bama.
I don't know. It's one of those instances where you're just taking the raw potential,
yeah,
and it's if you think that you're a good enough coach to mold that potential into a good player.
yeah. I mean, I think that he struggled early on with penalties, obviously.
Yes.
And that's what he was really known for.
And I will say the green mouth guard in the helmet did not help to not have refs notice him all the time.
Yeah,
It's a thing that just sticks out. That when you're looking at that,
I thought that was Brian Branch.
Both of them do it.
That was Branch. Oh, they both do it?
They both do it.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that. I thought it was only Branch.
Either way, the fact
well, either way, he's still having plenty of problems. With
Yeah,
penalties.
no, definitely.
He's
I
got-
think
mean,
this.
I like a cornerback that plays physical, but you got to know when to stop.
So my question for you is, this year, do we say, hey, if you don't develop and quit doing these penalties, we're gonna move along, and do the Lions pick up a cornerback
I think
here?
it's one of those things that can be coached out.
Okay, so you really
But
think
if
it's
you take
a
another cornerback, you have a lockdown secondary.
yeah, you really do, and I mean
Pick is in.
the pick is in.
I don't know. We shall see.
I think they're gonna go Mike Green here. I just have a weird feeling.
It wouldn't surprise me. It really
Yeah.
wouldn't surprise me if I'm being honest.
No, they have a great offense. They need some defensive help in order to.
It's gonna be
actually close
defense
out these teams
regardless.
in the playoffs.
I just don't know where.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
This will be interesting to see. That's for sure.
Indeed.
What do you guys think of round 1 so far? What would you give it on a A to F rating?
B plus.
B minus.
It's been good. It hasn't been amazing, but either way.
Yeah. I mean, I thought some teams that have had good nights, the Giants, Falcons, obviously.
There have been questions, but there's also
The
been good
Bears.
stuff.
The Bears obviously is a big
Bears
question
still
mark.
trying.
The Bears.
That's
Go
that's
Bears.
the biggest Bears pick you'll ever see.
Go Bears.
I'm not gonna say who it is, but I just saw it. I'm shocked a little bit, but just because. Of
Yeah,
the
no,
position.
I mean,
The position, it
yeah, we said defense, and we were right by defense. Just the position, we were wrong.
no. This won't shock me.
This won't shock you.
No,
So
because here
we have a scenario here.
It shocks me, but it doesn't. Unless I don't know. What did he play in college? I know it says safety, but what did he play as well? Is my question.
Corner.
I'm hoping so, because because here's the thing. You
Yeah.
have Kyle Hamilton, arguably the best safety in the NFL right now. Are you slotting him down to corner, or are you gonna slide him over to free safety
Yeah.
and then put one of your starting safeties to corner? That's my question. If he can play corner, then you'll just slide him down to corner. I don't know.
Let's look at Lions are on the clock now. So this is a very interesting. And I do agree this will be very interesting how they use Starks in this position.
That's what I'll say. Where you put him,
Is everything. Yeah.
he can play everywhere.
Yeah. Now,
Oh, I like
obviously, Pat, now we have a scenario where Will Johnson falls to us. We were talking about it earlier, the lockdown corners,
I know,
lockdown
man.
secondary, but do they go Mike Green? If they go Mike Green, I
Yes.
would
I think
I'd
what
be
you're
very
saying-
I'd be very pissed off. I'd be a very pissed off Lions fan if they go
I
Mike
wouldn't.
Green.
I don't think he's that tested. Like you said, he's not playing against the best
Yeah.
people.
And I do think, when it comes down to it, this could be a make or break draft for Detroit. You need help
Pick's in.
on
Your pick is in, buddy.
Oh man, that
in
was
areas.
fast.
That was oh god, I'm nervous. Why am I this
I
nervous?
know. I feel like it's Johnson.
I feel like it's Johnson too.
At this point, it probably is.
Well, folks, we think, we're talking about Will
If it's
Johnson,
this
the
fast-
lockdown corner ability that they have.
But I
We were
don't
talking a bunch
think
of
you
other
want it,
things as
though.
well. I would want it, yeah. If Terrion Arnold sucks this year, why not? But the
You
pick
needed
is
corner
in.
depth though too when you're in the
Yeah.
playoffs.
But the pick is in, folks. We're waiting, watching live here. This is intense. We're scared as shit right now. What's going to occur?
Fine. If Mike Green, I think I know where Mike Green might go at this point.
You think? Would you be mad if he went to Detroit?
No, but I think I know where he's probably gonna go.
Okay, Pat. Would you be mad if Mike Green went to Detroit? You think it'd be a failed first round? Would you
He's
give?
not going to Detroit. I can tell you that. He's going.
Would you give?
somewhere really fun. I think I know where Mike Green's gonna go if things go.
Oh yeah, no, I could see that too. But the pick is
Where
in.
do you think? Where do you think I have Mike Green going now? Based on the last couple teams that are left.
Washington.
No. No.
Bills.
No. Who's the best at developing talent at any position?
Oh, Kansas City.
Fuck no.
The Eagles.
I think he's gonna be an Eagle.
Well, the pick is in.
Imagine the Eagles. Think about it this way: if the Eagles have him, they're good at developing players that are unheralded, unproven, and turning.
Well, so is Andy Reid.
That's not, and they're gonna go offensive line. Their offensive line was horrific. Remember the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean,
They needed an offensive line.
yeah.
If you get Mike Green on the Eagles, which it's probably gonna be, just imagine.
Yeah.
Brandon Graham retired this.
So
year.
you think that
Brandon Graham retired.
you think
this
Mike Green on the Lions is a good job, a good, well done. That's
year. I wouldn't be surprised.
This is the best you could get at 28. This is the best defensive lineman you can get at 28. This is what you think, Mike Green.
I don't think
right
he's
here.
gonna go there. I think he's going to the Eagles. I think Mike Green's gonna drop to the Eagles.
So you think it'd be so
If the Lions do go here, I'm not going to complain because then he can learn under Hutch. But I do think the Eagles are going to find a way to get him.
Okay. Well, the pick is in. We're sitting here waiting. I want Will Johnson just because of the Michigan connection. I think another Michigan player playing
They're
for a
pumped
Michigan
with the-
team would be good.
They were very pumped with who they picked.
But
so-
Carlton Davis, that's the big question.
yeah.
And you get depth at the corner position.
I'm not mad if they do Will. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so we go either way. I don't like Mike Green because of the
Well, I might be going to the
unproven.
Eagles now.
Well, yeah, no, but I mean, even if they go Mike Green for the Lions, I don't like it because it's unproven, untested. He played in a lesser division of football, and he played against guys who are a lot skinnier. So let's see what they do here. You know, obviously led points per game. I think the Lions are. This is a make or break right now. Make or break on this defensive side because the defense has always been a.
It's going to be
an issue.
defense. I can tell you that right now. I just don't know where.
Okay. It'd be interesting to see kind of what occurs here.
At least the draft's flying by.
Yeah. Oh, here's Big Dan. That's some big screens
Where's
there.
Brad?
Brad's right
Okay.
next to him.
Brad didn't make the call though.
Well, I mean, I think Hutch. Hutch. I mean,
I'm not gonna say it.
what'd they just do?
Take a look. Look up.
All right. I mean, I think this is a good pick. I mean, this is not where Mike Green was. So, Tyreek Williams. Yeah.
Tyreek Williams. Interesting.
That is a very interesting
I mean,
pick.
you get
There's a
Lee
presence.
McNeil's beat up.
Wow.
You have an aging DJ Reader. You need a big guy inside. This is a big guy. We've seen him at Ohio State do big things.
He's built like a nose.
Yeah, he's built like a nose tackle. We need that. We need a guy who can plug. We
yeah.
need a guy who can move. I like this. He's like a prime DJ Reader. He reminds me a lot of Bengals version DJ Reader. He can go on stunts on the outside. Very, very good defensively. I like this pickup. He obviously did not go Mike Green. Didn't go anything outrageous. He didn't go Will Johnson. I think he has faith. I think both Dan Campbell and Holmes have faith in
I think I know Washington's. I think
their secondary room. But now this is a very strong pickup. What do you guys think?
He's a very good run stopper.
and that's what Detroit needed. When it
So
came
you-
down to it.
So what would you give this on a scale of A to F rating?
I give it a B.
Yeah,
B?
okay, solid B.
Yeah, I mean, I think he did the most that he could with this pick. Very interesting.
I think that a lot of the players
Very
that
well
I
done.
would have liked got taken a little bit sooner than I thought.
Shedeur Sanders.
3% chance he's available. Wow, that's crazy.
He's not going to any other team in the first round, guaranteed.
No one needs a quarterback.
No.
Someone might trade in.
Yeah, but who would trade that really needs his skill set? That's the thing.
So Tyreek Williams, welcome to Detroit.
I'm not opposed to it.
Nor am I. That's a good.
It would have been
pickup.
it would have been Shermer if Shermer was still up.
Yeah, no, I
It would have
think.
been defensive tackle. Is
Yeah.
where I was guessing.
Yeah, I think this guy obviously can move very well. In the pass pro, we'll see how it goes.
Where did the Lions draft in second round?
All right, let me look that up for you.
Because that might give a little indication of something. Washington, if I'm guessing, they might go Will.
Detroit has the 60th pick overall.
Okay, so they got a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got 60. Round 3 is 102, 130, 196. They don't have a 5 pick.
That's fine.
Pick 228 and 244 in round 7.
No, it's their second round pick is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I like this. This is a good pickup. I think Detroit needed this, and I think a lot of people. I mean, I wonder.
Shedur's not getting first round, which is smart.
Let's see what the
Like I said-
Lions fandom is saying on Twitter real quick.
They're taking their long ass time at Washington.
Yeah, they are.
Good for
Um,
them, man.
Their front office has done great.
They have a very good coach. Dan Quinn knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and I think it's going to show this pick.
Perfect fit for the Lions, although would love to see the Jets grabbed him in the second round. People are saying Brad Holm. Oh, wow. People are saying Will Johnson enjoyer said Brad Holmes fell off. Sad to see. I would like to see.
People just want it because he's a Michigan boy.
Yeah, I agree. I don't like the pick, but we
People
move
hated
on.
the Gibbs pick, let's be real.
Yeah, they really did.
So,
Yeah.
I'd say Brad Holmes has earned a little bit of trust.
Yeah,
if they
no.
really like him, then maybe he really fits their scheme.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Until
Absolute
he proves himself
dog.
to be very bad.
Cue the overreactions.
Like seriously, like I think Brad Holmes has earned a little bit of trust at this point. Genuinely.
Yeah, no,
I'm
I
not going
agree.
to overreact. I don't love the pick personally, but I am like, okay, if he got his guy, then he's probably better than I think he is.
Yeah.
exactly.
Now, people are saying you could have gotten him at pick 70. That's interesting to say. But let's see here now what the Commanders are doing. I think they could go Mike Green. I think this is
They
very
don't need defensive
possible.
line help. They don't.
They don't? You
No.
sure they need an edge?
Yeah,
They
but
need an edge, and
yeah,
the best
but-
fit is Mike Green in this position.
I don't know.
It wouldn't be a reach in my mind. People
No,
say
not at
he's
all.
a day one draft pick, which I think is crazy, but people
It
say
doesn't-
what people say, man.
I,
People say crazy shit all the time.
That is true.
one will only know.
People say the sky is blue because someone got a can of spray paint and painted it.
Let us see. I don't know.
It's like we have a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Some people think we shouldn't have a podcast. Maybe I agree with them.
We don't
Maybe I
listen to
don't.
the comments.
We
so.
don't. For real.
So here's the thing: the notable additions. That's
Yeah.
I don't know.
Man. I am very interested to see what Washington does. It is very hard to get back to where they came from.
It really is. Really is.
And
If they have a good draft,
Wow. John Morant exits game 3 again. He's just getting beat up.
too many gang signs. He probably threw a grenade at himself.
Ah, jeez. No. Mike, they're showing Mike Green. He's on the phone. I mean,
He is?
yeah, he is. I think this is a bet.
It wouldn't hurt.
if
Yeah.
Mike Green becomes a great player, I'll be very mad. I mean,
Yeah, if our guy doesn't become a great player. I mean, like, that's the thing. Like, I think a guy coming from Marshall.
I know, but the
Well,
thing is, everyone
remember
has
this.
said that Detroit has needed a defensive end.
The last great player to come
We
out of
needed a
Marshall,
defensive lineman. I don't think end was specific. I think we got the best player that we could. Oh, see, they went tackle.
Wow.
Smart. I like where this is going.
Yeah, I do too. Protect Jaden Daniels. I like that.
If you protect him,
Yeah.
And you had, Connolly going to the Kansas City Chiefs a little further down.
only just because they needed help. but
Yeah.
Just because of the Super Bowl. but
Yeah.
Honestly,
I think but the problem is right now with Detroit in the Super Bowl window, we're going to talk about this real quick, is that there is a lot of teams, Washington, the Eagles, and
he's a big boy. Colin.
The
even-
Bills case, like
the
they're-
dude's a freshman, by the way.
The
as well.
top end of the league is so good right now.
yes, it really is. And the
Who
Commanders
does
of
Buffalo go? Ooh.
Amos. Trey Amos.
No, because Will's still available. I only had him going Amos because Will was taken already.
Okay, so you think Will here.
So that Will will fit there.
That'd be a smart pickup.
Connolly is a great pick.
Yeah. My thing
The
with
dude's
my,
a freshman.
my
look
thing
at
with
that.
this.
Look at that protection.
Yeah, that protection is nice, but most of their plays were allowing Dylan Gabriel, and this is like when I said he was a good quarterback and whatnot, and like going to be not a day one but an early draft pick. People were bashing me because he throws quickly, and he's not really set in a long pass protections, but he is able to get out and run when it comes to those.
Just like Panay.
Just like Panay. So I mean, those Oregon offensive linemen, man, a different breed up there.
That's a big boy.
Different breed up there. That's a massive human being.
And he's a freshman.
That's crazy. One and done?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. How tall is this guy?
I guess 6'5". I'm not mistaken.
All right. 315.
Okay.
So classic prototype. He's 6'5".
Jeez.
Good job.
Oh yeah.
Good guess there, Evan.
These new up and coming linemen are massive. human beings.
Yes. Oh yes.
And fast too, because Panay's 6'6".
Yeah. All right. Adam Schefter is going.
Just talking normal stuff.
Yeah. Or no, it's just more introducing. So
Oh, there.
yeah, they're talking about like the draft profile
Yeah.
on ESPN
I
for.
don't know.
I like this though. This is pretty good. This is like.
I don't know. One will only know.
Yeah. All right. Well, the Bills are taking their time here. So you think it's gonna be Johnson, Pat?
I really think that they could use some help on their defense. I think that that is often what gets them in trouble when they get into these big shootouts in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Not being able to hold down receivers. So I know we basically said since pick 15, this one's going to be Will. This one's going to be Will.
Well, it's in. So is it Will? That's the big question.
Will be picked.
Yeah. And the thing is, they need an edge as well. So like a Mike Green.
When there's a will, there's a way.
I guess that's the Buffalo way. No, but I really do think, what Evan was saying, you're playing a worthy, Kansas City's got these big guys, these fast, physical wide receivers. Travis Kelce, as much as he's kind of been dulled down, especially in the last Super Bowl he played terrible in, but he's still a threat. And, you need a guy like Will Johnson, a physical wide receiver or a physical cornerback to set the tone when it comes to stuff like that. Played really good in his championship run at Michigan. Obviously, my fear with Will is that he's going to drop off because of the lack of play last year, but I do think it's going to be very interesting to see what the Bills do here. Moving forward, I think it's defense. And,
They could go wide receiver.
Yeah.
Give Josh some more.
who are they picking, though?
That's the thing.
Luther
is, there's
Burden?
not really- maybe.
Yeah.
Not really that many amazing wide receivers still on the board besides guys that would go second, third round picks.
Yeah, and that's the big issue right now.
Burton is. I think Burton's gonna be if he does go, if he goes to the Bills.
You good?
Yeah, it's the.
Oh, the puffball.
If Burton does go, I think he's gonna turn into the Keon Coleman story. Keon was supposed to be a first round pick, only fell because there was other players better ahead of him.
Yeah.
Not in his own position group, but just in general.
God, they are taking. This is the thing that kind of sucks about the NFL draft. They take their time.
It's
Stephen
Hawking.
Oh God, please! Why did you have to say that? Well, that's why they're taking their time. The guy's in a wheelchair.
It's Stephen Hawking's son.
Oh God, what's this guy's story?
A special visitor. It's Stephen
Seven,
Hawking.
Oh, it's Make-A-Wish. That sucks. It's never good. It's a favorite team.
Tommy.
Hyping up the Buffalo
Timmy.
crowd.
Timmy.
So,
It's Timmy
Will
from South
Johnson.
Park.
Will Johnson.
Timmy.
Will Johnson. That's what we're thinking here.
I assume so.
I think Luther Burden also. Okay, let's see what he has to say.
Let's go Buffalo!
Doesn't look 16.
With the 30th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Maxwell Harrison. Let's go!
What? All right, corner. I mean, we said that,
Yeah.
but
Wow.
one of my, you know, the cool thing was, remember when Derek got to do this?
Yeah.
That's really sick. Yeah, one of our former teammates, Derek Smith, was able to do this last year. He got up in front of Detroit
hell
with
yeah.
that. So yeah, that was really cool. He's got a really cool story, really powerful story. Derek
Maxwell
does.
Hairston. Interesting.
So
Oh. Interesting.
he played very, very well.
Oh.
Oh,
Interesting.
interesting. So
Oh.
Kansas City traded up,
So, just one pick, so they're back to back.
so they got back-to-back picks. Are they going with the future? Are they going with Shadur Sanders?
Basically, the Chiefs only traded.
Oh, wait. Oh, so the Eagles traded up. Are they going to pick Will Johnson? Are they going to go to Will?
That's what I'm saying.
They don't need it. I mean, I'm looking at needs right now, and they don't need it. So
They're picking best available. Here's the thing: it's the Eagles. They get to have best available.
best
all-
fit, Mike Green. Best available, Will Johnson.
It's probably gonna be Mike Green. I can guarantee it. Because think
Yeah.
about it this way: the Eagles, Howie Roseman.
Oh,
is
Mike
a-
Green. Okay.
Howie Roseman's a genius. And think about it this
Yeah.
way. The fact that Eagles could be at 31 right now, and they can have the cream of whoever they want.
Yeah, but I mean, Mike Green.
You could get Mike Green or Will Johnson and be fine.
I think you pick Will. I think Will has
Oh,
a
here's
better,
what's fun.
bigger upside.
If you're the Eagles, all you traded was pick 32. To
Yeah.
The Chiefs for pick 31. You
Yeah.
didn't have to do much.
You really didn't.
So honestly, if you're the Eagles, you get to have whoever you want in this, and that's the fun part.
Yeah, I really do agree. I
You
think
get to pick your poison, and if you're Howie Roseman, Jeffrey Lurie, and those guys,
Yeah.
fresh off a Super Bowl, who do you want at this point? Doesn't really matter.
yeah. I think
Nixon, I think is Mike Green.
okay.
Because here's the thing, Brandon Graham, Michigan boy,
Yeah.
retired this year. You need
You do.
it.
You do need some presence on the outside. I could very well see this.
If that's the case,
Or
they
go
just
Will
got better.
Johnson.
They don't need DB if I'm being honest. They have Quinyon Mitchell, they have Big Play Slay, and they also have DeJean. You really don't have. I'm not worried.
Yeah.
Plus, who knows? If you really want to, you could trade up if you're the Eagles and try to get Will later.
Very well. Very much so.
I don't know.
Well, as we kind of wrap up tonight,
Also,
folks.
watch Will Johnson go to Cleveland, first pick of the second round tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, as we kind of wrap up tonight, folks, we want to thank all of you for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Hope you had fun. Hope you learned a little about what we think and about where teams should have went. We love doing this. Obviously, this is a longer stream, 3.5 hours. We're rolling on
It
now,
was
so
5 the last time you saw us.
yeah, it was. That was a
You were the only one watching at the end of it.
yeah.
At least I'm awake for this one.
Yeah, I think they're, these are strenuous and, a lot of prep, a lot of fun, a lot of prep
It would've
goes
been
into
awesome
this.
to be there. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it would have been. Oh, that would have been a blast. But,
We'll go to a draft. Don't you worry.
eventually, maybe one day.
The nice thing is drafts are free.
They are.
True.
Eagles, I think it's Mike Green. That'd be fun.
Really?
I
So you
it'd
think
be
it's
fun.
Mike Green?
It'd be fun.
Definitely.
It would be the most Eagle pick.
Most Eagle pick. All right, the pick is in, though. I think they could go Will Johnson, get away with some stuff. Let's see what they do here.
They don't need him though.
They don't need him.
Well, at the same time, they don't need defensive back. What does it say they need?
Their biggest need right now is edge, tight end, wide receiver.
Yep.
But you talk about best available. I don't see Mike Green here. I could see another wide. How about Donovan Uzureke?
Yeah, maybe.
Instead of a Mike Green, I could see that very well. I mean, I just don't. I think Mike Green's not that good of a player. I'm gonna go out there and say that and be bold.
Where's the magnet?
Oh, I have it right here.
Oh, okay, I was just making sure I'm like,
Yeah.
you see on me? Let's see, Mikey. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprising.
No, it wouldn't be at all. So, what are you guys' expectations for the Lions this year? Where do you think we should sit at wins, losses? As we hit commercial here, where do you guys see the us playing in the playoffs?
I think we still have a very good team. I don't think we're going to have as great of a regular season success, especially with how hard our schedule will be.
Yeah.
But I think we'll still make the playoffs, and I think we're still the favorites to win the division.
Okay. Now, do you think it's Super Bowl or bust, or where are you kind of with that?
Man, it kind of feels that way, doesn't it? Even though
Yeah.
we lost all our coordinators, it's still
And-
Super Bowl or bust.
And that's the hard part, is like the realization that, hey, this may be one of the only years you get like 3 shots or 4 shots at it. You know, is this year the right year? Is this guy that we drafted tonight, Williams, is he the final piece in that defensive line? You got Reeder, you got Liam McNeil, Shin Steel McNeil, I call him, for what he did to Hutch. His little shins are ridiculous. But no, I mean, I really do think that this solidifies that good internal rotation. Obviously, getting rid of a player like Zadarius Smith, it's like the question mark is, what do you do outside now? I think they could, if obviously Mike Green falls to them in the second round, pick him up. I don't see,
I don't mind 2 defensive picks in a row.
I don't either.
I think
It'll be
they'll go
very
defensive,
interesting
yeah.
Because
where.
they only have the 60th pick. Like,
Yeah.
They're not getting any of those, guys that just fall out of the first round
Yeah.
Unless you trade.
unless they trade up.
I also think, it'd be very interesting to see where Shadur ends up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Third, is it a second day or is it the third
Is someone
day?
gonna trade up
Well,
and
day
grab,
2 is
like
also
KC
second and third
pick?
round.
Okay, so where do you think he goes in the third round? Or do you think he goes in the second?
I think second.
Mid-second.
I mean, he was touted as one of the best quarterbacks in this draft class, besides Cam Ward.
Because of his dad's name. That's just,
So that you think it's legitimately
I
because
think he is
of
probably the 3rd best quarterback in the draft, but his dad is keeping him from getting drafted right now.
interesting. So okay, the trade is up right now. The Eagles receive this 31st pick, second 32nd overall pick
in a 5th round.
to the
that's
Chiefs,
fine.
and a 5th round pick to the
Yeah,
Chiefs
that's
this
fine.
year. I think that's some good numbers. Obviously Howie Roseman knows what he's doing, and let's see.
I can't believe they would move up just
Oh,
one.
baby.
for the
Oh,
snake
I
KC.
just saw what happened. Oh, I like it. I like it. Don't look, Poppy. Don't look. I like it. I like it.
Yeah?
That's scary. That's fucking scary.
Yeah.
I love it.
That really is Jesus Christ. That's
Wow.
Top 15 pick projection
Wow.
going to. I love it.
yeah.
I love it.
That's a good pickup.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. I love that so
Man's
much.
a unit.
So how sure was Philly that KC was going to draft him?
100% because they lost their 2 starting linebackers last year to free
Yeah.
agency. I love it. Oh, I love that pick.
Yeah, so if you're KC,
KC, I don't know, but that's
why
a
would you
hell
why
of a
would you
pick.
give him
Well,
up?
you need an edge. You need an edge.
Look at this guy. Well, just watch how he plays.
Jaheed Campbell.
Yeah, picks already in for KC. Wow.
All right, well, folks, the last pick of tonight. And then
Well,
we got
here's Campbell. Stays with it. Wow.
that Philly defense is getting scary now.
Drops in coverage. The eyes.
Yeah.
And speed.
Well, I mean, I was saying something similar about Donovan Uzareki, and then even
Jeez.
you talk about another physical specimen, and he really jumped up in the draft, and that was a guy from, I think, Mizzou as well.
Oh man, that guy's got Ben.
Who was the guy that? I'm looking up this now. This player.
Jeez, that man is. Oh man, that's a. Oh god, Philly's got a steal. I forgot about Campbell. If I'm being completely honest, because he wasn't even talked about much. But no, yeah. Oh man. Oh man. This guy. Oh baby.
That is a very good pick.
That's.
It is a very good pick.
Oh, Philly. Oh, man. Philly knows what they're doing. I love that pick. That's a steal.
Do you think they can go back to back?
Oh, fuck yeah, with this pick. If they nail the rest of their draft
Do you
like
think the Chiefs draft Patrick's replacement right here?
Who do you think they're picking at this point?
I really that'd be kind. Shedeur Sanders.
This man is a freak.
I would. If they draft Shedeur Sanders, that'd be a crazy,
But let's just
crazy
say,
bar.
Jihadi is a freak.
Yeah. Where do you think they're going? They need an edge, they need a D tackle,
They'll probably go
cornerback,
Mike
running back.
Green.
Yeah, or Will Johnson. We kind of said these two names all night, Phil. I feel like I'm repeating every single time I'm talking about it.
But
But it's
here's
either
the thing.
Will or it's Mike.
Green, baby.
If they do Mike Green, it's not going to work well for him.
So now, why? Okay, Evan, why'd you just double bet down on Mike Green?
Because the thing is, with Mike Green's system fit. It's a system fit for him.
And you don't think he fits in the Andy Reid scheme of winning championships?
I think because the reason I say it, Mike Green fits in a system where he doesn't have to be the number one.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If Chris Jones didn't really play much. He played in the Super Bowl, yeah. But at the same time, whenever he's out, then who?
Yeah.
Mike Green can't. The kind of way he's playing, you don't want him to have to be that next guy. If that makes sense.
Okay. So then, why would you say?
Oh, look at how he's
if-
happy. How he's fucking happy though.
Yeah.
That's oh man. Philly just went and just said, "Hey, good luck, guys. Good luck,
Yeah.
guys."
Let's see what Adam Schefter has to say.
After this season, he's got a knee issue as well, but the talent is undeniable, Greeny.
No question about it. That feels a little bit like a steal, and that feels a little bit like why, as you mentioned, Howie Roseman is a legend of the profession. And
So he is a little bit banged up. That's what they were saying there. But
And the fact you got him there,
yeah,
that's why it's a steal. Because the thing is, they get guys that are maybe,
those
maybe.
little
But
bit.
then they turn them into the insane guys.
Yeah.
Because think about it last year, Nakobe Dean, shoulder injury.
Did Andy Reid lose a little weight?
I don't know.
He looks a little thinner there.
But think what's funny. Nakobe Dean.
What's
ankle
up with
injury.
Kansas City and the mouse?
It's their mascot. It's that freaking wolf. That creepy looking sex wolf.
That's I thought it was a mouse, man.
It's
Wow,
it's a freaking wolf. It's freaky.
interesting. The pick
It's the guy
is
who got
in.
arrested.
Ah.
So now they have to get a new mascot.
Mm.
I love how Chiefs is still allowed to be, yet freaking Redskins or Indians isn't.
I guess it's less direct.
I guess. Probably because their mascot isn't one.
Yeah.
Even though the Redskins wasn't, it was a freaking hog. Bitch, man.
The
Huh?
Redskins was. Well, maybe. Oh, I don't know.
Let's see,
A while ago. All right, let's see. Okay, no, that
They don't like it.
they don't like it. Let's see what they're
career at San Diego State.
They're booing.
Every game at
interesting.
Will's a second round pick.
Wow. Alrighty, folks. Well, I want to thank all of you for tuning in, all of you that stayed with us the entire time. Hope you enjoyed this 3.5 hour, almost 4 hour breakdown of the first round of the NFL draft. We will not be with you tomorrow night. But later this month, we'll be kind of breaking down what we saw from the rest, giving grades out as the rounds unfold. And as we get closer, we'll be also talking a lot more about the MLB, NBA, and